What's up, Extra Brother listeners? On today's episode, we are moving into episode 3 of the Battle Pod series, starring 1994's family musical animated movie, the original Lion King, versus the 2015 family comedy, both dramas, Inside Out. The Lion King versus Inside Out, an animated movie face-off for the third episode of our Battle Pod series. We also talk about a lot of different things we've watched over the last course of the week. Yours truly is watching too many movies. We want to talk about them on the podcast. Every time I watch a movie, it comes off the shelf of things I've never seen before. So got a handful of different things that I have watched, things that Trav's watched, TV series that we talk about. I need to start watching more TV series to avoid watching movies that we will later on talk about on the podcast itself. So listen to the beginning of the pod for that. We've got some gears to grind per usual, some Oscars to give, and a proud Minnesota sports fan up in the great state, or the state of great state of lakes. I don't know, 10,000 lakes, Minnesota. I lived there for 4 years. Doesn't matter. But Big Trav Jack is pumped up, feeling a good vibe on Minnesota sports right now with the Wild and the Timberwolves. So Oscars, plenty of them to give out. We've got our classics for you. Guys, appreciate you guys listening. Every episode can be found on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. And drop us a follow on Instagram, X, the Everything app. Everything's happening on X, as well as TikTok for clips, movies to come up, what Battle Pod's coming up next to next week, polls, first poll in the books, winners, losers, pre-2000s movies versus post-2000s movies. If you guys are following along at the end of every episode, that's where we determine what will be next. So stick around towards the back end to see what episode 4 will bring you. We love you. We care about you guys. I hope you enjoy the third episode of the Battle Pod series. And go determine who wins the battle, who wins the fight, who wins the war. It's Extra Butter Podcast. Listen up, baby. Critter, roll that tape.
Extra, extra butter on the corn for me. Extra, extra butter. I hope they don't charge a fee. But it won't matter anyway. I got a good movie to play. I'm gonna ask my friends to stay extra butter for me.
This is episode 55, and fellas, I've been watching a lot of films. I'm going to need anybody out there listening, or you three, to put me on to TV shows, because we do a movie podcast, and watching 3 movies in a week, well, 5, including the 2 that we're about to talk about, I'm not running out of movies I haven't seen, but every one I watch takes one off the shelf.
You talk about your movies, and I got a series for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some series recommendations at some point, because it's.
You been keeping up with Survivor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's once a week, so it's. You know what? I don't think we watched this week, but we are essentially caught up. We went to a movie Wednesday night, so that's why I didn't watch Survivor. Yeah. So first and foremost, Monday watched a Screen Unseen. Got back at it. Rated R. It was a One Spoon of Chocolate, was the name of the movie. Presented by Quentin Tarantino, not directed or produced by.
Yeah. Can we talk about that for a second?
Well, I had another. It was also. It's very similar to, I think, a movie we've talked about in this podcast. Or no, don't want to ruin it, because it's one of the other movies I watched this week. So, yeah, talk about it.
So, Quentin Tarantino's face has been plastered all over this movie. In the trailers, online, I mean trailers in the movie theater. Quentin Tarantino's been mentioned in all of it. He has nothing to do with the movie.
It's presented by him.
Is presented by. That's it. But they don't tell you. He likes the movie, so he's endorsing it, and he's gonna help have farther
Putting his
reach.
name on it gets more of an audience.
That's it. So I didn't go to the Screen Unseen, but I looked it up, and I was texting Brendan beforehand. I was like, I thought it was by Tarantino, so I was like, dude, you're not gonna like this, just based off the last pod where maybe I'm just not a Tarantino guy.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah, you're probably not going to like it. And then I look it up. I can't find Tarantino's name anywhere. And it's like presented by. I was like, oh, okay. Like I have way less interest to watch it now.
Like,
Before
what
when I
influence did he have? Zero.
Yeah, he just
he just likes it.
he like endorsed it. Yeah.
That's lame.
I don't like it.
Well, and it's if you don't look into it, which this was the first time we really deep dove it, in the theater when it starts and it's going through the opening credits, his name is on there. And it says presented by, but you're not usually reading a ton of that shit. But after the movie, I was texting Geese and I was like, who did you think was in this that I wouldn't like it? And he's like, I thought it was directed by or produced by Tarantino. And I was like, we're like presented by, and we looked into what it meant. But if you would think if you were just not an avid moviegoer, you would think he was in like a part of that movie.
Yeah.
And he was not. So,
That's
but
lame.
with that being said, I will do.
Was it good?
I was gonna say I will do my I will do the movie justice by saying who it was actually directed by. It was directed by RZA, Robert Fitzgerald Diggs, leader of the Wu-Tang Clan, which was interesting. He actually came on. It doesn't always happen, Geese. I don't know if you've been to one yet where the director talks to you before the movie starts. I don't think you have.
It wasn't a director, but someone was on screen saying like "Welcome to Screen Unseen." Like, it wasn't just your typical. It was a special one. I just can't remember what movie that was.
The only ones I remember, it's not always the director because Scarlett Johansson and the other guy in Jurassic World were on. The guy who directed Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, he talked, and then this guy talked as well, RZA. So I didn't know who he was. I saw the Wu-Tang gear and stuff, so I kind of put two and two together and had a feeling of, what the movie.
You put Wu and Tang together.
And, I had a feeling of an idea of the casting that might be coming out after he was on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Main character is Miles Morales from the Spider-Verse. He's that voice actor. He was the main character. It was good. It was okay. It was a decent movie. I think I gave it a 3 on Letterboxd because of the just absolute epic killing spree in the movie. I won't say when it happened, but there is a pretty awesome killing spree that happens. It's kind of like a John Wick-esque type just slaughter.
Sure. Cool.
Very heavy lean into racism. Like, I don't always love that. It just I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just feeling like it's forced. I know it's culture. I can't ever say culturally. It's culturally relevant. But it's a small town, Ohio. That guy, it's basically like a pseudo type skinhead type feel for the white people in the movie.
Sure.
And they're in a small town. The main guy, the leader, his dad is the sheriff that runs the show. So in with the cops. And the black people in town get picked off one by one, essentially, for them to sell their organs on the black market. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's nuts. Let me just slide that in real quick. So very heavy lean on small town racism. Yeah, selling organs on the black market. So main character, Miles Morales' character, I think it's Shameik Morris. I could be just pulling that out of my ass, but I think that might be it. But
Shameik Moore.
Okay, I knew that.
Pretty close.
Yeah, so he is out on parole. Goes back to his cousin's house back in Ohio. Kind of just trying to get his feet underneath him. Was a military veteran, Purple Heart. His jail time was all protective related, like defending somebody. Had got caught up in some stuff in prison and basically just saying like those guys were bullies. So always like protective side, but out on parole, gets to the small town, and then you get introduced to the absolute mega racist white people who, like I said, are picking these guys off one by one. Main character has a, he takes over. So good movie, awesome killing spree. Not like not a 4 or 5. I gave it a 3. Like I said, could have been a 2.5. I think the killing spree and the action of it was cool. The ending was unique, kind of open ended, left the door open there. Kind of reminded me of a little bit about the ending. Kind of felt like a Tarantino ending. But overall, I mean, it was good. I mean, it was a good movie to see in theaters, but you can also watch it at home. I think because of the action that it had, gunshots, different effects, some of the sound. Good theater movie, but not one that you have to go see. I would say if you have any interest, definitely go see it in theaters because it is worth it. But not a must see for me. But a decent movie. I had no idea what it was. Geese knew what it was. I don't think I had ever seen a trailer for it, so maybe once. But that's always the pleasant surprise of Screen Unseen. So I liked it. 1 spoon of chocolate, and they actually say it in the movie, and it's actually a pretty.
Hell yeah.
It's early on. It doesn't necessarily. I mean, it definitely relates. I'll just tell you guys about that scene because it's not super important to the whole movie itself. But he gets placed before he goes to Ohio in a what are those halfway houses? Is that what they're called?
Sure. Yeah.
So for veterans or whatnot. And he gets pissed off. He's got a little bit of anger issues because somebody left 1 spoon of Nesquik of powder in the jar. And he just freaks out about who would leave one spoon of chocolate left. And then this older guy, because he's throwing a fit and freaking out, and this older guy, he just says quietly or like loudly enough for everybody to hear him, but he's like blind, I think, and just says 1 spoon of chocolate will change your whole glass of milk. And it was deeper meaning,
Of course, yeah.
But it was a cool line. It didn't necessarily really tie back into the movie outside of. I mean, it kind of did. I don't know. You'd have to watch it. It did, but it didn't. But it was a kind of a dope line for a movie. So, yeah, 1 spoon of chocolate. Good movie. Not great. Awesome kill spree. If you like John Wick, that kill spree will get you fired up. Next movie I watched, because I'll talk about this one next. It's on Netflix now. I don't think any of us had seen it. Part of the reason why I should stop doing this, but because it could be a podcast topic eventually. The reason why I want to talk about it second is because I don't think it's directly relatable to Tarantino, but somewhat relatable to the Tarantino topic of 1 spoon of chocolate was Him, the football movie with Marlon Wayans, and I can't remember the other guy's name that we've talked about 1,000 times. It's in every movie nowadays. I watched Him finally. Jordan Peele was not the director. His production company put it on. He kind of presented it, but I think he was also somewhat of a contributor to the creative thought
They
process.
say the
of
same
it.
thing there. It's like from, and it's
Correct. He did not.
Not
and
really.
I thought this was his movie until somebody told me it wasn't.
You and I looked it up.
And I knew as somebody that saw it in theaters.
Maybe
I
that's why
watched
we looked it up.
I watched it on one of these days. That movie is hot ass.
Yeah.
Hot ass. That was a
It
one
looked hot ass.
that was a 1 star. Could have been half a star. I had to give credit where credit's due to the 2 lead guys. They're both good. I believe it's Marlon Wayans
Yeah.
and Tyreek Withers is the guy. We always forget his name. Those 2 guys are great. The movie's terrible. The movie's ass. They're trying to. I mean,
Did football have
Tyreek-
anything to do with it? Like,
yeah, it definitely did. But it's essentially Marlon Wayans is the star quarterback in whatever fake football league there is, and Tyreek Withers' character is watching him growing up, wants to be the GOAT. Marlon Wayans' character is the GOAT. Some demonic being, but it turns out to be a person like bangs Tyreek Withers' character on the head with a sledgehammer at one point. So he's got if he gets another hit, he's going to get CTE and brain damage, and he's got staples in his head. And then Marlon Wayans takes him under his wing to his personal fortress of workout equipment, his mansion, his all of his house, whatever. And the whole movie's just like, I'm going to be the GOAT. And it's like the kid hadn't even been drafted yet, not signed. He didn't compete in the combine because of head injury. And ultimately, it just comes down to a one-on-one death match fight between the two of them of who's going to be the GOAT. And then he's got to sign the contract afterwards. And he's like, no. And then he starts killing all those people. It's like, what the hell is this? It was so bad. It was so dumb. Marlon, again, the two lead guys did a good job. Good actors. The plot sucked. It didn't make any sense. It was just dumb. It just sucks that it's got the football tie to it because
And the Jordan Peele name tied.
it just wasn't a football movie. Football
There's
is
a
in the
reason
movie.
it's tied to that.
Football
you know?
football is in the movie significantly. Like it is
right, but is it relevant? Like, is it just the setting is
It's
doing
just the
football,
setting.
or like
they do? No, they
okay.
do. I mean, they do drills and stuff. Like there's parts to it where they're actually. I mean, there is more football than it just being like two quarterbacks.
Yeah,
trying
but
to
it
go.
could have been any sport though.
It could have been any. It could have been anything.
Okay,
The football didn't need. He could have just said he played football and then I want to be the GOAT, and then football never had to be brought back up. It's
Okay.
it's bad. It is a bad movie. So if you want to entertain yourself by just seeing if you think differently, give it a watch. It's on Netflix now. That's a bad movie. That is a bad movie, and I
Are
hate.
you surprised that it's at a 2.5 on Letterboxd?
Oh, it should be. It should be 2 or lower.
Oof.
I mean, 2.5 is pretty bad on Letterboxd. But
I saw there's a little gray bar on 5. If there's
yes,
5 stars out there,
it's probably Tyreek Withers. Right. But I don't know. He probably wasn't pumped about seeing it afterwards.
3% of voters.
I mean,
I
it.
gave it a 5.
If I would be curious if you guys get a chance, if you watch, it's not that long.
It makes me not want to watch it though.
But I need to know if you're higher than a 1 or if you're. Hey, this is this.
I
movie.
think I did see it, and I thought about it after watching Us.
It is not good. I mean, it is just not good. So that one was bad, and then the last one I saw went on Wednesday night to The Drama with Robert Pattinson and Zendaya. That one is very, very good. Not 4 or 5 territory for me. I think it's a 3.7 on Letterboxd. I think I was debating 3.5. I ultimately landed on 3.5. I thought they did a good job. It checked all the boxes of a drama, which you would hope so, but it did. Some comedy, a lot of drama, good twists, good ending, very good ending. Zendaya and me and Geese were talking about this too. Zendaya and Robert Pattinson aren't the most like electric performers.
Aggressive. Like they're pretty monotone.
Yeah,
Like, when you think like they've definitely done roles where it's more outside of that vibe. So I'm not saying like they don't have range or anything. Like I love both of them, but it's just very like monodramatic movies that they typically do.
Right.
and they both play the writing of this movie, putting them in the characters they were in was perfect for who
Right.
they were.
Like they play those characters also. I think that's where
Yep. If you don't know about this movie,
now you do.
essentially the premise is they're getting married. I can handle the truth. Yeah, I mean that it's the premise of the movie is Robert Pattinson and Zendaya's characters
That
are
was
getting married.
reference to the last episode. You can't
Right.
handle the truth.
The day or a couple days before the wedding, they're doing final food tasting with another couple, I believe, the best man and the maid of honor. The best man is Rob's character's best friend. The maid of honor is the best man's wife that became friends with Zendaya's character through Robert's character. And they go around the table saying the worst thing they've ever done. Like, hey, this is the only time we speak of it. We did this before our wedding, and they go back into it. Those two go. Robert's character goes. It gets to Zendaya. It's all in the trailer, and then it cuts out. So that's what intrigued me about the movie is what did she do? What was the secret? Why did things turn heel and cause all the drama? What it was is not what I think you would expect, but very modern. Would be very interested when someone else watches this to have a discussion about it. It might be a great long topic on a podcast discussion of if that happened to you, if you're Robert's character or the friends or whoever are related to know or hear it, what would be your reaction? How would you handle it? He kind of goes total meltdown. That is the whole drama, and they do that part pretty early on. So the core of the movie is really a couple days or maybe a day and a half of just dealing with the secret and how can we get through it. We're gonna go on with the wedding, and we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. It's good. I mean, it's very entertaining. It's not. It just isn't. It didn't feel like it had like an award-winning kick to it. I think Zendaya and Robert Pattinson both are going to be in a lot of conversations for awards this year because every trailer I saw had Zendaya in it. It had Anne Hathaway in it. It had Tom Holland in it, or it had Robert Pattinson. I think Pattinson is in Dune 3. Pattinson is also in, I believe he's in the Odyssey.
Batman 2 is coming out either this year or next year.
So Pattinson's busy, Zendaya's busy. Anne Hathaway had nothing to do with this movie, but she's in like multiple movies coming out this year or back in last year.
Anne Hathaway.
Yep, she's popular. Saw the trailer for Spider-Man: New Home. I did not know Zendaya was the new Mary Jane. I had no clue. Makes a ton of sense.
This is like movie 4, my man.
I don't watch them.
Well, so you should.
I didn't know that. I stopped watching after Tobey Maguire. I just gave it. I saw one with Andrew Garfield, and I was like, no,
that
not
was
doing it.
He's on the bottom of all of them.
Yeah, Zendaya in Spider-Man. She's in Dune. She's in this movie. She's in Odyssey. The Odyssey trailer, I saw one in theaters. Didn't give you much more. It didn't give you much more than what we've already seen.
That movie deserves a pod, I bet.
But I don't want to get too sidetracked, but I'm worried about the overhype of that. I'm going to enjoy it. Christopher Nolan.
Odyssey?
Yeah, Christopher Nolan's the only person that could direct it. They are blowing that movie up, and it's just not us.
Look at the cast.
I know, but how many
insane.
movies have you seen in your lifetime that are selling tickets 8 months in advance? None.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty recent. I feel like Avatar had that, or if they did have that, they would be like when the original Avatar came out, like that movie had so much hype behind it.
Well, we're not the guy. I just think when you do that,
I would never do that, but
I think when you do this, we won't fall victim to it. We might.
People are hype build up. Yeah.
People are going to look for reasons to not like this movie or overrate it, or it sucks, but people are going to try to poke holes in any which way they possibly can. That's what pisses me off, and it doesn't worry me.
It's a very fine line to walk.
But yeah, the trailer they showed didn't give you much more, and I love that story. It's probably not even long enough of a movie to really tell it, but they'll get a lot of it. I can't wait for it either. It just feels like I want to forget about it for a little bit. Like I want to not think about it for a while. I mean, it's coming out.
When's it coming out?
I think it's in July, so it's not very long from now. It's
July
not July
17th.
Yeah, so it's not very far away. So at this point, who cares? But it just
$250 million budget.
It's gonna be.
I feel like that's pretty cheap.
I just think the bar is so high.
$250 million, and Geese is like, that's not a lot of money.
I feel like I mean, in terms of
if
movie
you say Avatar,
that's pretty average.
I'm just thinking it makes more sense because there's a lot of people in it, not like Avatar's the entire movie is.
I think because
not people.
Odyssey, it's like gonna be a 3-hour movie, all shot in IMAX, like 70
millimeter film. I will see this in IMAX.
I will not. I don't think, because I like the Dolby Theater better because of the recliners.
Facts.
IMAX chairs not as comfortable, and I think the Dolby surround sound is just as good as IMAX. So, pro tip: Dolby theaters, I think, are comfortability wise still going to get the effect.
Are you guys a sight over sound quality for movies? People,
I would be.
I'm a big sight guy.
Yeah, I'm visual.
Give me. Yeah, but give me.
I want them both.
I know,
Yeah,
but
like-
if you had to lean one way or the other,
Gun to your head. What,
yeah, I'm a
Sound.
visual guy.
All right.
I'm a
Would you
visual
rather
guy.
have sound?
It's
or
sound.
Sound.
Because sound,
Sound.
plays into the visuals in a way.
And sometimes movies are a little quieter, and I would get so mad.
Think we found our next battle pod. Just-
Geese, you and I are on a team.
I don't want to.
We get
I don't
we
want
get
to.
movies with no
try
sound,
it.
and they get movies with sound and no visuals.
Unfortunate that we already got the artist off the,
Yeah, damn.
I don't-
off the board.
I don't want to try to listen to it. I want to just hear.
I
it.
get what you're saying. I just
Yeah.
like if one aspect was focused more than the other.
I think
visuals
it's.
like the IMAX would be my choice.
I mean,
I want to watch it in its original 70 millimeter film. Like,
don't care about that at all.
oh, see, I feel like
Not
you
even
should.
like, not even a little.
I'm
bit,
not as
though.
like combative on that. I just think I prefer.
I don't even know, and maybe if I watch, I don't know if I've ever seen a movie like that, but I don't. It doesn't do anything.
You have a
for
chance
me.
to.
I don't, but I'm not going to IMAX. I already told you that. I'm going
I
to
love the sound.
the Dolby Theater because it's just the same as IMAX. Better chairs,
Does
You
have
haven't-
better chairs.
way
Can't
better
argue
chairs. The sound is
Hey,
great.
Hey, visuals, sound, or chairs? We're going chairs.
You got a triangle. You can
We're
only
going
get
chairs.
you can only get two of them. You can only get two.
We're all going chairs.
Sound chairs, visuals. You know, perfect example. Demon Slayer. Visuals were perfect. Sound was off. Couldn't watch it. I could not watch the movie. The sound was not matching up with what was happening. Ruins the whole thing.
Yeah,
You notice the sound more than you got. If the visual in your mind, the visuals aren't off. The sound is off.
that's not really. I guess that's not really my point.
No,
I'm
but
with you, but it doesn't.
I'll take a point, though.
Way. Yeah,
I'll take a point.
Yeah.
Just real life experience. It happened to me last year. I noticed the sound was off, not the visuals. Maybe you thought the visuals would be off. I don't know. But yes, long story longer. Pumped for the Odyssey.
yeah.
It is very hyped up. We'll
When
see.
does
And
it
I
come
think the pre-order July 17th.
Okay.
The pre-order tickets I think were specifically tailored to the 70 millimeter film tape, which I don't care about. So, and I probably will wait a little longer until the people have gone to see it, and then I'll go in there. Maybe I probably won't do that, but I'm thinking I'm going to do it. I'm trying to tell myself I'll wait. I'm not going to, go at 2 in the
Think about
morning. I'm not going to go at 2 a.m. just to see it the same day it comes out. But yeah, so The Drama, good movie. Highly recommend. Don't have to see it in theaters. Could have been a Netflix film. A little better than that. I don't want to discredit it, but you get my point. The plot could be somebody could pseudo do that on Netflix and with a similar plot, not the same people. Good movie. 3.5. What have you been watching, Trev?
We just started in full blown binge mode. Right as I think we started it last weekend. Lincoln Lawyer. Everybody seen it?
I've seen the thumbnail.
You see the thumbnail and you go, I might take a look at that. Finally, just
I know
watched the first
Lincoln
episode.
Logs are.
It's he's a lawyer out in LA, and the reason why he's called the Lincoln Lawyer is he owns a few Lincoln cars and he likes to work out of his Lincoln. He's a defense attorney. First season's got a lot of twists. It's not really that suspenseful, but it like gets you thinking and like gets you on teams of different people and different characters. And like, oh, like love this guy or hate this guy. This guy's a dickhead or whatever. But the main guy's a decent enough actor. It's really not that intensive acting, but we've just been enjoying it. Just been loving it.
You've
He's
seen
not
one
really that
episode?
well-known. We've gone through season 1 and we're 2 episodes into season 2.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question. Have you seen Suits?
I have not.
Damn it. Because I love
compare
Suits.
it.
Burn notice.
Woo!
I just wanted to know if it was similar to Suits, because it's probably not in the comedy sense, but I love Suits. And that's a lawyer movie.
Yeah, like it's similar
This is
to
on
Burn
Apple?
Notice.
Suits is it was on Netflix when I watched it, I think. Crit.
Might still be there. I'll look it up.
Well, they just released a new Suits that has nothing to do with the original cast. It's like Suits of LA.
No.
I haven't watched that, but they just
Like
did a
all the
whole
different Law and Order. shows.
exactly. They just did Suits. They did Suits of LA, and it's just a whole new cast, same premise. I haven't watched it yet, but that's essentially what I heard. But Suits was on Netflix. That show rocks.
Yeah, I have to dive into that after this is done because there's
Yeah.
a brand new season of Lincoln Lawyer right as we're probably going to be done binging, so then we'll watch the new season that comes out. But
I love
I think
when that happens.
I'll be locked into like
I think
attorney
it's still on Netflix.
law type stuff. It's so
Dude.
intriguing.
Watch
I love
Suits. You got to watch Suits.
Watch, yeah, that's kind of like your I guess it's 9 seasons long. So
Kind of like A Few Good Men.
That's
Trav,
kinda like
would you
your-
say?
They lose a couple people in the back end of Suits, which you think is going to ruin it, but it doesn't completely. But you're a little pissed off that those two
looks
are gone.
like it's everywhere.
The
Apple
reason
TV
why
and Peacock is there too. So
Meghan Markle was the girl and she married Prince Harry. So then she left the show.
Is that where she's from?
She's from Suits, yeah.
Deal or no deal, technically.
Also hot.
Yeah.
She's from Deal or No Deal first, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think that's correct, but she's also hot. Good for
Correct.
Harry.
Imagine you find yourself in that position where marrying a
she's
prince.
in 108
England.
episodes.
They
Meghan
found her
Markle
from.
was.
They got her from Deal or No Deal, Trav. Like she was.
Yeah.
They just pulled her.
Mhm.
But yeah, she's good. She ends up leaving the show because of that, and you think the show's like. I hate when those shows change or remove characters without
Yeah.
when they die.
They kill him off, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like Game of Thrones, they obviously but what's Val Duharis? They changed his character. That pissed me off. But he wasn't in it long enough for you to really care that much. But you notice it, and you're like, "Who the hell is this guy?"
Yeah.
I don't
But-
remember. And at the same time, it's like she was in there at the same time as Mike. Like Mike was in there.
Well, I know.
3 more episodes, but yeah,
They got married in the. Not really giving anything away, but they get married.
no.
And that's how their send off is essentially getting married
Sure.
and moving.
Sure.
But
But the
It's
main
because
characters are only in
Markle.
there for 20 more episodes. So
Mhm.
that's 2 more seasons, I
Suits
guess.
is worth it. Suits is
Yeah.
worth it.
It's very worth it.
But I agree. All those shows, I love them too.
hmm
I remember watching like Law and Order with my mom growing up, or Hawaii Five-O, just rocked. Hawaii Five-O's theme song. The dun, 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 dun.
Harvey Specter is just a dog. And just
Harvey Specter.
Yeah.
What's that? What's Lewis? What's
Lewis
his
Litt.
name? Lewis Litt.
Lewis Litt.
Lewis Litt. Yeah, you gotta watch Suits. I could talk about Suits forever, but Lincoln Lawyer, I'm sure I'll like if it's in that Law and Order type setting. Those are super interesting. Other news, speaking of TV shows, Ted Lasso season 4. I believe it's
Oh, that come out?
June 1st.
Never seen it.
Oh man,
I know it's your dude.
You got work to do.
that's-
Suits and Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso to me, I think it's the best show of all time because it's not one genre. Like I like Game of
It's the
Thrones. I
best
like
sports show.
Game
I'll
of Thrones.
definitely go with that.
Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad. Like I've seen a lot of good. Suits is great. Ted Lasso to me, I fucking love that show. He's coming back doing a women's team. They got pretty much everybody back. All the people that weren't on the team. I don't know if like Jamie Tart and some of the players will be back in it somehow, probably. But the trailer they released didn't give you much except it's a women's team, which we all knew. But Sudeikis is back, Coach Beard's back, Rebecca's back, Keely's back, Raquel's back, Higgins is back. I mean, they got the 3 drunkards at the bar who are the super fans are back. May, the bartender's back. Like they got everybody back. So they're if they would have changed any main character, that would have been awful.
Did you say Roy Kent's back?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Roy Kent. He's here.
Roy Kent is
He's
also
there.
in
He's every
Shrinking.
fucking
I know
way.
your brother likes Shrinking. Roy
I
Kent
have not watched
also in there.
that, but on the same breath, Severance. That show rocks.
I need to get in on that.
Has anybody seen Severance? Crit?
I have not. I've watched
Geese?
all the
He's
way
probably
through
not.
on
It's on
Shrinking.
Apple. It's on Apple, so I know Geese had a quick quick date with Apple. You never even finished Ted Lasso, did you?
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got pretty far though.
Yeah, but you don't. Yeah, the last episode, man. Woo! You want to talk about getting some waterworks going? Woo! Ted Lasso will get you the waterworks going, and then the trailer, he's got the classic Ted Lasso. He's like, "I need that ASAP as soon as possible, pretty please." Like, he's the best TV character. He's the man. But I guess enough about things we've already watched. We'll have more for you. There's a Screen Unseen Sunday this week and Monday, kind of new. Sunday at 2:00 PG. Geese thought maybe Moana. I was thinking Lamb Detective. I don't know if that's PG though. I don't know if that's PG.
No, but what about the pig one?
Animal Farm?
Yeah, Animal Farm and
Lamb Detective is not animated. It's just
I'm
lambs
pumped
that
for
talk.
that.
And it's
I'm
Hugh Jackman.
pumped for that.
Yeah, Animal Farm I know is getting a lot of gas, but it's PG, so it's on a Sunday. It's got to be a kids movie.
Right.
Let's see here.
And then Monday there's a Screen
Sheep
Unseen.
Detective is PG.
Okay, I hope I was not gonna
What's
go.
the other one? Animal Farm?
Animal Farm might not be PG, but it probably is. It's animated, but it seems kind of maybe PG-13 animation. Wet your whistle a little bit.
Why is it a 2025 film?
I don't know. It's on posters in the theater. Maybe coming from another country.
Oh, yeah. I hate when they do that stuff.
Stuff.
This is a
Nice filter, Geese.
This is a non-cussing podcast. We don't swear here.
You know,
We tell the listeners before
We're talking about
Before they
Lion,
watch.
Lion King and Inside Out. Got to keep it. Got to reel it in a little bit here. Reel it in. Bleep all my f-bombs. I already said.
Not doing it. Don't have time
No.
for it.
No, I don't need you to.
These kids are gonna learn today.
So now, if Land Detective's PG, I might go Sunday. I was going to cancel it, but I think I might go, and then I'm going to go. Monday night, I think I had something else I had to do. I think.
Animal
I don't
Farm is PG as well.
Okay.
It's probably
Well,
one of those two.
I'm probably going on Sunday at 2:00 to watch this PG. I'm going to be in there with the
Oh,
families.
no. Animal Farm came out today.
Okay. So Land Detective is my guess. That's what I thought originally when I saw it listed.
Sheep Detectives.
Sheep Detectives. Has anybody else seen that trailer?
Oh.
It is exactly what it sounds like. Hugh Jackman, bunch of sheep. The sheep can all talk.
Release
And
date May 8th.
They're detectives. I know, that's why it lines up.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Sheep Detective. I'm going to see that, and then Screen Unseen Monday night will up in the air. But got some more coming to you guys next week in terms of movie talk.
Roy Kent, producer on that.
On Sheep Detective.
Mm-hmm.
What is his name?
Right, Ken.
Brett Goldstein. I've actually seen. He did a comedy show in Denver. Shit, 2.5 years ago, might be 3. The way time flies, but honestly, pretty funny. Like he did a pretty good job. Like, still got a little Roy Kent, like
Right.
dry humor, pissed off.
Well,
It was fun.
to us, he will and forever be Roy Kent.
Yep.
Roy Kent.
I think he also did like Shrinking. He does a lot of producing and writing.
He's part of the
incredible.
producer and writing of Ted Lasso. He's part of that direction and stuff too. So.
Yeah.
But got to get moved on to Gears to Grind, gentlemen. I will go first, quick and easy one. Gear to Grind this week is when you log into someone else's streaming service and you no longer have access. I logged in to watch this week's movies on Disney Plus, and I was not the home account, and I got kicked out of the account. Sucks. It sucks. It's my fault. I could pay for it. I didn't. But
Yeah, but when it was just Netflix back in the day, you had 15 people on that fucking device, man. Like,
yeah,
nothing
they've
beats that.
they've cut
Nothing
us back.
beats that.
They
You'd
cut
be
us
getting
back.
you'd be getting account logins from people you don't even know.
Yeah,
I got one for you. Here you go, dude. Like,
Somebody
awesome.
comes over and you're like, "Oh, who's Ron?" Like, no clue. Got his login like 2 years ago.
I know what he likes.
Yeah, guy watches a lot of weird stuff on Netflix. But yeah, I logged into Disney Plus. I think it was Lexi's, honestly.
It was.
and it said, "Do you want to make this account your home?" I've always thought about doing that just to really
Keith says it's a virus. No.
multiple times that's happened to me. It says, "Would you like to make this your home device?" And I've thought about it. I'm like, that is a total scumbag move. No, I don't. And then I couldn't watch it.
I'd get a password changed real quick.
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit that I mean, there can't. I mean, there's. I don't know how many people have it, but I knew there was at least 3 on there because the 3 accounts were 3 different households. But yeah, got kicked off. So that always sucks. That's my gear to grind. Fuck those people. How much more money?
Apple
do you need?
TV to rent. Apple TV is a little bit cheaper than Amazon by a full buck. If you're trying to
YouTube's pretty
shave,
cheap.
Fun
shave
fact.
some bucks.
Fun fact. Usually, yeah, because what is Amazon's usually $3.99.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think they weren't even giving me that option for Lion King.
So Inside Out on Amazon was $3.99. For some reason, it was crossed. Get it for $2.99. So got it there.
Nagged
But
it.
yeah, it sucks when I can fix the problem. Subscribe to Disney Plus. It just
I
it's
watched
kind of-
both on Disney Plus. So.
It's just, I think he might have kicked me off, Trav. I think
That
he
sounds
might
right.
be. Yeah,
When'd you watch?
I watched
You got a big movie podcast.
when I
Fuck
noticed
you.
when I noticed it. It was Tuesday night.
No, I watched today. So
I went to watch Lion King on Tuesday, and it was not allowing me to watch. So I couldn't even get to the menu to see the movies. It was like, this is not your.
when's the
home
last
device.
time you tried to use it? Because I'm pretty sure it kicked you guys a while ago.
No, I used it like within the last month and a half. I want to say.
Yeah, I think it was like a couple weeks ago, maybe.
I have a
3.
gear to grind. My own teammates not letting me get Lion King. I rented Lion King on Apple for $2.99. What the hell? Yeah.
Brennan, you could be with me too. I could have gave you
Can't
one.
share them. Can't share 'em.
Yeah, I got.
No, I was like, this is too
I
good.
don't even know the
I gotta let it
login
out.
for it. Like, Lexi logged into it one time, and that's all I got.
Trav, I paid premium price to rent Inside Out. We found
Premium
Lion King.
movie.
We found Lion King elsewhere. I'll just say that. More gears. Go ahead. That one pissed me off though.
My gear, time zones.
Mm.
With sports becoming more international, and I get it. I get it. I'm just saying, from like it being in another country and me being from the USA, it fucking sucks, man.
You talking fights?
UFC tomorrow is 2 a.m. prelims,
We got to stay up.
and then 4
Sounds
a.m. Main card. It's in Perth.
Is it a good card?
It's okay.
It's good ish. It's good ish. It's Paredes versus
yeah.
Mandela,
It's
and there's some good ones on
It's Mandela.
down Jack Della Mandalena, whatever. I can't say it.
It's Brady versus Nelson Mandela. Mandela. Jack Della Maddalena is his name. For anybody
Yeah,
wondering.
you can't say that easy.
Yeah.
No.
Mandela.
A lot
I'll
of letters for me.
piggyback.
The
I'll
Aussie.
piggyback off
Mandela.
your gear though, Geese.
I will too after you, Trev.
And
Ooh,
I think I've
got
said it
trained.
before. East Coast is obviously the worst because everything starts so late. But what sucks with sports and time zones is like Minnesota being considered a Western Conference team, and we're in the Central Time Zone.
Yeah.
We play so many games at like 9:30 at night. Makes no sense. But yeah, I agree. 2:30 a.m. fights is kind of.
I think it's
Move
weird
your
that-
ass out
that
here to the
Michigan-
mountain states.
Michigan
Still
is
sucks.
East Coast, and it's right there, Midwest wise. Like I feel like Michigan would be a Central Time.
Yeah, Illinois is just on the. It's like you go to Indiana, you're immediately in the Eastern time zone. But
Yep.
I think Mountain Time,
Mountain
people
Time's
forget
the best
about
time.
it. It's the best time because Pacific, like the worst case scenario, 5 o'clock, watch an Eastern game. That's when it starts. You get off work. You might miss a few minutes, but it's very nice out here. Like Midwest is okay, but you gain that extra hour in the Mountain Time Zone. Not a whole lot of people get
I feel
to do
like
that.
I feel like Pacific is too early.
Mountain time watching a college football game at 10 a.m. sounds fantastic.
Your whole
Sounds
day.
fantastic.
It's all
Yeah,
day.
dude.
It's all day.
Lindsay
Game day.
wakes up at 7 o'clock and watches
Yeah.
game day.
It's all day, dude. Your whole day. But I still say an NFL season, I still call it the noon games. I know it's at 11, but I still say the noon games.
That's noon.
Same.
Like
yeah.
even when I work, if it's 11, I'll say afternoon to people. Like it's noon.
12 is noon.
Yeah. I only
Yeah, but
say noon because I'm
afternoon.
from Illinois and there's the noon games.
No, I
If
know
it's
that,
11
but
if it's 11 o'clock. It's not afternoon.
it's after. Yeah, I feel like 11 is afternoon.
It's 11:30. It's
Yeah.
before noon.
Yeah, it's not. It's happy before noon.
First game started at noon, NFL.
Yeah.
Well, it's 11 here. That's what I'm saying. And
That's why
what's
you're
in-
saying that, Chris.
No, yeah, I
It's at
forgot.
11.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry.
That's why I still say the noon games, but they're not noon for us.
I'm
What's
still,
your
yeah. Brendan, did you fly to Peoria? No. Okay. I hope you get this this lady outside of right outside of TSA. This lady was a full-blown drill sergeant organizing traffic. Just, hey, you get your go. Like she was absolute straight out of drill. Like she was a drill sergeant and just straight out of it. And she was yelling at people, telling them what aisle to go to. And she told us what aisle to go to. And she was wrong, yelling at folks, like making people feel uncomfortable. Like, I hope you guys see that lady, but she might have gotten fired that day. But she was yelling at the top of her lungs. And she wasn't even like, I get the people that are like, hey,
Probably
don't put
from
your
the ice
bag
department.
here. Like the people, like the TSA agents that are like, don't put your bag here. Like it's closed. Like they're trying to organize people for
And I'm
security
with people
checks,
being
but
loud. As long as you're loud, but you're making sure everybody can hear the clear instructions, that's cool with me. But if you're loud and you're yelling at people,
it's barking
it's
orders.
like
Yeah.
private citizens, like I don't work for you. You don't own me. I'm just
Her coworker was
loud.
like, dude, she is crazy. What the hell? I was like, well, too
Probably
late.
lost her fantasy football league.
Yeah, no, I hope you guys see her, but I don't think you will because she's probably a goner.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know when I'll be back in there, but yeah, I hope I don't see that either because I just laugh. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, and they
Sure.
upgraded security in Denver too, which made it a hell of a lot nicer.
Are they done
But
with all
then
the
I had that-
remodeling work? Yeah.
I think so. I think they're close. They're close. To
I hope so.
They're close to the done with the remodel. Like they're
Same with the interstate.
There's more. There's more. Yeah. There's more stuff open now, but there's still.
yeah,
doing
that is
more.
true. East
Yeah.
side is done. Now they're doing south.
There's more available lanes now. It looks nicer, but they're still not done.
Sure.
Yeah, they added west, added east. Now they're redoing south. So that you have to go west or east, but those are all upgraded, so it's fast as fuck.
I'm fast as fuck, boy. I'm fast as fuck.
Yeah,
Uh,
just
Airport's
crazy.
crazy in general. Well, good news. How about some Oscars? Who's got an Oscar?
I got a couple. Shout out and Oscar goes to my dentist
Ooh.
for the clean ripping out of my upper wisdom teeth on Monday.
Mm.
Went very well. You know, it doesn't matter how old you are. You go into the dentist, you get a little anxious. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not a fun time, not a fun place to be, but he's super cool.
It's a judgmental job.
Yeah, he did a great job. The assistant, I could tell it was like her first go around at a like assisting in it because she kept grabbing the wrong tool. He'd be like, "Give me the whatever forceps," and then she'd grab something. He goes, "No, the whatever forceps." She'd put it back. She'd grab again. I think she did it 3 times to 3 different things, but it didn't like affect it, but it was just funny. I wanted to laugh, but I was also like had nitrous and Novocaine and everything. And then the other Oscar goes to Minnesota sports, baby. Wolves beat the Nuggets. Yep.
Minnesota sports.
Yes, sir.
Right there.
Minnesota sports. The Wild. Brennan and I can share this Oscar.
No, fuck Denver.
Yep. The Wolves beat the Nuggets, and the Wild beat the Stars. First time they've ever both won a first round playoff series in the same year. So that's pretty crazy. And
11 years since the Wild have won a first round playoff.
Yeah, now the Wild got
Wow.
Now they got the Avalanche coming to town.
Yeah. Wolves, I don't know. Playing the Spurs is not going to be easy, but it's a younger team. Like the Wolves have been in the playoffs, been deep. They've been around.
They got some
been through
vets.
these battles, yeah. And coaching, I think we got them. So
They don't have any vets, I don't think.
No,
De'Aaron Fox.
but he doesn't. What playoff series has he been in? You know,
They light the lamp back in Sacramento. They light the lamp, right? Wasn't that the whole thing when Sacramento beat somebody and then they just got killed?
yeah.
But they were lighting the lamp. Yeah, I mean, Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle. I mean, you name it.
Jaden McDaniels.
I think
Jaden
Mike
McDaniels.
Connolly. Yeah, Jaden, yeah.
How
But
about
Mike Conley being there is kind of that steady
He's a
head,
coach, yeah.
in my opinion. Yeah. Yep. Sweet when you point guard to be.
I-N-I.
Terrence
Io DeSunu and
Yeah.
Terrence Shannon Jr.
Yep.
The Illinois guys making something happen with Ant off the court, Dante off the court. Terrence Shannon,
Terrence Shannon is so fast.
he's good, dude. He's fun.
Like he takes like 2 dribbles and he's already like hand on the backboard, balls in the hoop, and he's running back.
He's not.
Yeah, I knew he was going to be a problem when you guys got him.
He's not. He's obviously not Derrick Rose, but when he gets the ball and you D him up, you know what he's doing. He's gonna
it's
take
crazy,
it
'cause
right
he's
to the
lefty.
rack.
He's lefty, and I think people that are defending him forget it for a second, and then give him the left hand, and he goes, "Okay, see ya."
Just gone.
Gone.
And
yeah.
he's big.
Yeah.
Like he's dunking, dude.
Did
And
you
and
see
Io
the
Io
post interview with him and Jaden McDaniels. McDaniels is like, "Yeah, we got to like kick him out of the weight room, kick him out of the gym because he's just constantly working."
Well, and his coach drug him through the mud a little bit for making a mistake, and people all dogged the coach. It's like, bro, these guys are professional athletes. He's a young kid. You saw what it did for him. Came out and played defense, scored like 28 points, 26, 28 points, like just going right at guys. He's not as good of a 3-point shooter as Io is, but Io is not as good at
Io's
getting to the
good.
bucket. Yeah, Io's good too. Illinois produces guards, man. They're a guard factory. Keaton Wagler's going to be the same. He's not the same, but he's going to be good in the NBA. I loved it.
Now, yeah, Illinois is now getting Chicago kids.
Well,
That's-
Illinois is good.
Yeah, they are good, but that
Brennan-
was during our whole childhood. They didn't do that.
Well, Keaton Wagler's from Kansas, and the kid they signed this year, I don't think is from
Not now, no, but
Right.
like those two, yeah.
Brendan, I'll give
Yeah.
you the light of talking about my Minnesota Wild.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
also had an Oscar for Minnesota sports as well. I was going to give a shout out to the Timberwolves as well. I'm not as invested in the Timberwolves in terms of a financial wager, but still watching them play. Obviously, Illinois basketball, like those guys. But yeah, the Minnesota Wild, man, have the opportunity to just go on the craziest run in the history of sports. It feels like you go through Dallas. Now you're going to the President's Cup winner. And if they get through that, the bottom half of the bracket looks.
Are we rolling as a podcast? Because I would.
What do you mean?
I'm a Wild fan.
I've got
That's-
it.
You
Yeah,
already
we're
have the
Wild.
feature. All right. Well,
You can get in still. I bet
Hold
it's
on.
decent. Yeah.
Oh no, it's
Um,
probably still great because they got to go through.
I hate the Avalanche with a passion.
Yeah.
So yes, I will be on board.
So it feels like we've got a USA Canada rematch here with Nathan McKinnon, Cale McCarr, Matt Boldy, Quinn Hughes, with some different countries sprinkled in there with Kirill to throw Kaprizov, Matt Zuccarello. You've got Martin Nietzsche. I I don't know if he's American or not. I can't even remember. But Big Val Nichushkin's not American. Obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory. But two powerhouse. I mean, that division was so stacked.
It's going to be for a while.
The Avs, the Wild, and the Stars are the best three teams in the West, and probably the best three teams in the league. I know in the East, Carolina had a better record than some of these teams, but the hockey playoffs are broken. The Stars, I hate Dallas with everything in my being because of the Cowboys. Watching the national anthem in Game 5, and every time the guy's singing and he says the word Stars, the whole stadium screams Stars. Shut up.
Yeah.
Smell you next year. See ya. Goodbye. Catch you next time. Lost 2 games at home. You're gone. Minnesota Wild coming to Colorado. I want to go to Game 1 or Game 2 just to get boots on the ground. It's not. I mean, it's not the most crazy expensive ticket. That's not great for us right there. See you, geese. But it's just awesome. Matt Boldy rocks. Matt Zuccarello coming back. I mean, the Wild.
Quinn Hughes shooting that puck off of that guy's skate and banking it in
Intentionally.
Those
guys are so good, dude.
Can you hear me now?
An absolute, we got you. Absolute slap shot off the back of a skate to beat Jake Ottinger, and just doing it intentionally is just. And again, maybe Quinn comes out and says, "Yeah, it was pure luck." I mean, it wasn't a wrist shot. It was a fucking slap shot that wasn't going to hit the net, which happens. But backs turn, like it's just unbelievable watching these guys play. The NHL playoffs compared to the NBA's, it's not even close.
No.
I don't know if we might have already talked about
they
it.
They get paid pennies.
It's just not even close. Well, it has nothing to do. I mean, it's the market and all that stuff. But
I understand that, but from like an entertainment value, people bag on hockey,
they just don't watch it.
Talking about,
yeah, they don't watch it. But the Minnesota Wild coming to Colorado, Games 1 and Game 2, going to be another absolute dogfight. Probably, it's by far, I think, the best series that we're going to have.
I think it was a 7.
Edmonton lost, so the Ducks are moving on. They'll play the winner of the Mammoth and the Knights. Carolina's playing the Flyers. Shout out Flyers. Once I think I said this last week, when KD retires, Philadelphia, everything's taken over. So I've been paying attention to the Flyers. Flyers, good young team. They're playing with house money. They're probably going to get swept. They might get a gentleman's sweep. Hopefully they can steal one. The Flyers goalie is also, he's very similar to Volstead. Younger guy, Dan Vladar, pitched a shutout at in Game 6 against the Penguins. And, I mean, just the Wild are so fun to watch. They're so good. They're so talented. I'm obviously biased because I have a future. Again, I think I said this when I mentioned the future the first time. I will not make any predictions about games because I don't want to jinx anything. We know what we do. But on paper, dude, the roster they have, and I'm more into hockey than I was 6 years ago. So I know a lot more players that play the game. It just, the guys they've got, man, it just, every line I know people. I know everybody, like, for the most part. Brandon Brink, whatever his name is, we got to get him out of there.
Yeah,
he's got to go. But other than that, I mean, top to bottom, the team is loaded. There's guys in the Avs roster I probably don't know in lines 1 through 4. They're good, dude. I mean, the Wild are loaded. The Avs are loaded, obviously. That's going to be a hell of a series. The Avs goalkeeping is unbelievable. I mean, that's been one of their crutches the last, however many years since they won the Cup. So it's going to be tough, but the Wild, man, that game was awesome. I was doing laps in my house when Boldy got the empty netter. I mean, Boldy gets the empty netter, then he fires one from full ice and nails another one. Just awesome. So, yeah, Minnesota sports deserves it. They're due for a title. I don't know if they're going to get one, but God, we're all in the Wild. We're all in the Wild. McGee's probably isn't. I feel like there's some kind of rivalry with the Hawks. Maybe not. I don't know. The Hawks, are they even in the West or are they in the East? Which is weird to me too, but whatever.
Hawks rivals are St. Louis.
St. Louis, yeah. Go Wild. I mean, Wild up. You make me want to put my hands up and come on now. What a song.
Texting back and forth during the game is just electric too.
Hot soup coming through. So go Wild. Other Oscar goes to the number 69. Great. It's great number. And also Makai Lemon wearing number 9. Devontae Smith, Makai Lemon 6'9". Very funny. Turn that 6 upside down. It's a 9. Drake lyric. Awesome edits everywhere this week. Makai Lemon in Eagles uniform. Saw another one that deserves an honorary Oscar. 619. Devontae Jalen Makai. A lot of edits in the Lucha Libre masks. Little 619 Rey Mysterio. So got a lot of fun going on in Eagles Twitter right now. Looking forward to the NFL season. But go Wild. Go Wolves. Rockets could. I mean, I haven't watched a second of that series since Katie hasn't been playing. I just don't care. I got Crit. I got Matt.
It could be a. Vibes are not high in Lakerland.
I just want the Thunder to repeat.
They're gonna. And neither one of those teams have a prayer to beat the Thunder. It does not matter.
Especially now.
Crit, Matt, and my brother not as bad. My brother just horrible just every day about AJ Brown. Like, dude, nobody cares. We get it. Like, Vrabel put his application into JP Morgan yesterday morning. So it's like, which is also fucked up. Don't want to. That was all fake. Which is what a bonehead that guy was. But very awesome Twitter
Did it come
day.
out as fake?
It's all false. Yeah, it's all false. But awesome Twitter day. Awesome Twitter day. X everything app. Awesome X day. Great X day. But yeah, I mean, I just don't care. But I got a guy at work who's like, text me Rockets or Lakers, blah blah. I'm like, dude, I genuinely don't care. They're better without KD.
We're both genuinely fucked.
Yeah, it's like both these teams don't have a chance to beat the Thunder. So, yeah, Minnesota Sports in 69. Awesome number, but also Makai Lemon, Devontae Smith. Go Birds. Geese Crit. Anything?
I can go ahead, Geese.
I know
This
we gotta
one's
get moving.
kind of a weak Oscar, but and a flip flop from last week. Work from home. I haven't bought gas in 2 weeks, gentlemen. Been really, really nice.
Been able to get on the game earlier.
Yep. My day has been extended without hour of travel. But yeah, I was driving on Tuesday to go meet up with a friend from college and everything. I was like, I'm still at half a tank, dude. Like 2 weeks ago, I was full. I'm at half a tank now. So it's just crazy.
Echo.
Yeah, some music one.
I think we're good. Yeah, that is nice. I don't drive anywhere besides work, so I don't even. I'm still like 2,000 miles off an oil change because all I do is commute to work.
So am I.
Yeah, and I don't even remember when my last one was, and I know that's probably not car etiquette, but don't care. We look at the ticker. I learned that at ESPN.
Every 5,000, 6,000. It's
Right, but there's a date on the thing. Like, nah, I don't care about that.
I don't
Mileage. Crew, what do you got here for us?
Mine is just palm trees. I had to do a little tech retreat, which got let out a little bit early, so I got to actually enjoy Scottsdale a little bit after the fact. But regardless, like just seeing a palm tree, just instant good vibes. Like there's nothing about it, just good vibes about seeing a palm tree, regardless of where it's at. Maybe not in Wyoming when it's snowing, but chances are that palm tree is dying beforehand. But it was in Arizona, saw a palm tree. I was like, I care less. This is beautiful.
It is a definite vibe change once you see one, especially if you're driving.
Probably not the same for people that live where palm trees are, but when you don't, you know that you're in the zone now. Like, especially a lot of times palm trees are on vacation. I know you're on a tech retreat, but when you see a palm tree, it's like we're here. Like we're checked out, unplugged.
Yeah.
I'm done. Bradley Cooper. It's 5:00. I don't know you. None of you matter. None of you matter anymore. Yep, I agree. But Well, boys, awesome pre movie talk, but we got to get into the nitty gritty of why we're here tonight. It is Battle Pods episode 3, picked by the pre 2000s movies folks for this week's episode. Starting off, we've got the Lion King, the OG 1994 Lion King, squaring off with the 2015 and a Disney Pixar animated movie, Inside Out. Both Disney movies, both Pixar movies. The Lion King OG versus Inside Out #1. Animated movies, head to head. Family musical versus family comedy, both dramas, I would say. You could tag drama to both of them, but family musical, family comedy would be the tags that Google gave them, but I think drama would tie into both as well. Excited. Kids movies. Watch your potty mouse as we get into this. I'll talking to myself there for the most part. But Inside Out versus The Lion King, you guys picked the movie. I would love for you to lead off on the introduction of The Lion King. Critter. No, I'm just kidding.
Geese forgot about it. He's like, I think I talked last time. I was like, yeah, because I couldn't speak English.
Man, talk about a Disney juggernaut, man. I feel like everyone knows this movie. We follow Simba and pretty much his journey to be like finding himself after a tragedy with his dad Mufasa. And then enter stage right, we got Scar, the brother who got skipped over for the line of succession for the pride. And this, he really gives you Jafar vibes from Aladdin. But man, he is up to no good. He's got a squad of hyenas that are absolutely iconic, in my opinion, as like really side characters. He takes over the pride. Everything gets ruined. And Simba has to confront his past in order to save everyone.
Oh, yeah.
To add on, Hakuna Matata.
All right, jump into ours. Inside Out. We had a couple different options. Decided to do the coin flip. Glad I landed on this. Yeah, kids comedy. It starts from the birth of Little Riley, and we go under her head of all these different emotions played by different little animated characters, and it really hits home of kind of your own emotions of maybe you're reflecting on when you were a kid and kind of how these things played out in your head, or like if you think of why things may have gone different in different situations, what kind of emotions played through your head and maybe took over control. Just a really cool story of the inner workings of a kid's brain and core memories and stuff like that. But really funny, fun characters, fun animation. Love this style of Pixar. I think it's still going to hold up for a while with these new styles and new characters and kind of the messaging behind it. But yeah, I'm excited to compare these two. This is a fun one for us to this category in general. Brendan and I were wondering if you guys would hop into it or not, and I'm glad you did, because this is going to be a good comparison.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I guess first thoughts, I was kind of surprised that you guys went animation before we did. Strictly speaking to technology. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Not nothing to do with the movies itself, but the one category I thought outside of CGI, but we haven't really done a whole lot of CGI stuff in these movies. I was a bit surprised. We obviously were prepared for animation. We might have thrown one too, but I was a little bit surprised that you guys went animation as one of your picks. What was I guess, in a non-combative way, what was the thought of going Lion King?
It's less about animation and more about composition, where ours is a musical. It's definitely on the Mount Rushmore of early Disney films. Animation is animation, man. Like, we can definitely get into it later, but it was more about, I'm trying to think of the word. Like, it was more about like the legacy of it than it is about like getting into the fine details of like, well, their animation versus our animation, you know. So,
Right. Yeah. No.
I like the musical aspect of it too. I think that's kind of why I was like, let's do this, because I feel like the musical
if you guys
aspect
went
has
one-to-one
slowly
with us-
gone away.
yeah, and if you went 1-to-1 with us on a musical, I don't think there's a chance.
There's an option. There's options out there, but like I think we haven't talked about musicals at all,
Yeah.
and having those songs is kind of fun.
Had both of you guys seen Inside Out before
Yeah.
this?
Yep.
Way too many times. I've seen Inside Out too.
Yeah.
Like that's how much I like your guys' movie.
Yeah. We didn't really, big picture, we didn't talk too much about musicals in specific, and we can talk more about why as it gets going. But we did not really dive too far in it. We talked about musicals, but not in a sense. So that's why I'm interested to see how this conversation goes.
Did we? I forget how we kind of laid out last pod because it worked out good. Did we kind of give a reflection on your guys' movie and you give a reflection on ours, and we dive into the wheel, or how did we do that?
I think we just went right into the goddamn.
I
wheel.
think
we
I'm
just
ready to
went
go right
into
into
it.
the wheel.
You know,
Yeah.
opening statements are great, but we kind of set the base. I was curious more so on the animation side of. I thought we would be the ones to deliver it first.
Sure.
That's why I wanted to know. But yeah,
Well,
let's get into the
you
wheel.
probably would have if you had first pick.
No, we went Parasite.
No, I know, but like,
But if this was your second movie,
Well, you do have a second movie.
you do. But we we did it first. Animation.
Based on if you have any
Should
context
refresh
clues
this.
based on the coin flip,
Make her spin.
we had two. So we
you
could
only had one though.
We could run it back at you at the end of this episode. See if you got two, buddy. Spin the wheel. Let's get going. Still eight topics on the wheel for those that aren't watching, but we subbed a few out. I'd tell you what they are. Don't remember what we took off. I do remember what we put in. Kicking things off with, oh man,
Wow, that's a good one.
just the heavy hitter
That's
off
a
the
good
top. Emotional impact was what the wheel had decided. I don't know also how we decided who goes first, but emotional impact.
I think they picked the movie. We can go first on the first wheel topic.
That's what we did.
Go ahead, Brendan.
Yeah, I mean, emotional impact. Our movie is entirely based on emotion from a literal and I guess metaphoric standpoint. From as a viewership, and also the plot is all of the characters within Riley's head are emotions. You've got sadness, joy, anger, fear, disgust, and the sequence of when they arrive. Joy being the first. I think disgust comes in, and sadness, and fear. Whatever. It's a pretty fast scene there, but you're getting a quick pass through of the emotions in the movie coming out, and then that is literally the plot of the movie is all based on emotion. So, emotional impact to me speaks more volumes to the viewer as opposed to our movie just happened to be based on emotions. That's just kind of a fluke in this situation. Emotional impact. Not only are we inside the head of Riley, but later on in the movie, you get inside the head of her mother and her father. I think something that we talked about that was interesting was the captain of Riley's head was Joy. When you think of kids, they're always happy, trying to have fun. She gets to be 11 years old, and then sadness starts to touch memories and take things over. Riley's life is shifting. They move. I personally didn't go through that. You guys in Chris has probably, and Trav maybe having a little bit more ties into some sort of movement early on in life, but they move and sadness starts to dive in. You get later on in the movie and you get inside the head of her mom and dad, which I thought was a unique part of it too, because the
The
captain of
dad
Riley's
was
mind,
epic.
the captain of Riley's mind is joy. The captain of Mom's desk is sadness, and she's leading the charge. And the side chairs, joy is not the person in charge. Dad's head's anger. They tap into his head as he's watching a sports game. They're all sitting there zoned out, like laughing. It's like you get into the mind of the family dynamic, and that's where I think when you think about emotion of and also, I mean, I know we've got relatability on here, so I don't want to get too much into it, but most of Disney movies are watchable by everybody, but when you are legitimately talking about emotions and getting inside the mind of each character, actually, I thought that dynamic was cool. I think that there is an audience for both of these movies where it can affect you a little bit more based on your upbringing or what's happened in your life. In our movie, obviously moving, growing up, dad's working, the furniture aspect, you get into a new place, new school, lose the hockey team, you're trying to make friends, dad's stressed out, mom's trying to keep the peace inside the house. And you get to the end of it, right, and joy's gone, and it's like you get the side of joy and sadness being removed from the command center, which in the plot it makes a lot of sense, and it's fun to see the journey they have to get back to the control room. But in Riley's mind, in reality, at a new school, she's got fear, she's got disgust, and she's got anger. There is no joy. Sadness is almost gone because you're just mad, or you don't have feeling. I think you see that towards the back end when the control center starts to turn just black because she's doling out. Like there is no more emotion. So it's just there's so many layers to the plot itself, and you're watching Joy as a character, but then you get Riley on the external side of there is no joy in her. There is no happiness, the sadness, any sort of showing emotions gone, and the reactiveness to your parents of anger, just pushing up the buttons full max, and her just telling her dad to shut up, and the put the foot down was hilarious. Like, get ready, put the keys in, and then you get out of the mines, like that's the comedy aspect, and you get out of the mines, and you're seeing the setting of the family interacting at the dinner table. That shit happens. That is a very real. A lot of the interactions that happen outside of the brain, that's the Disney part of it. The outside of it is very real interactions with human beings in an internal family at a young age. I would think 11 to, 10 to 12, 10 to 14, 10 to 13 is a very pivotal age in terms of these emotions coming on. I don't want to talk about the sequel, but you obviously see that if you've seen the sequel, like more emotions come into that. And you saw that in this movie in terms of the different islands of Goofball, the family pillars, the hockey island, and the different, like we had emotions, and then we had personality traits being showcased as islands inside of her mind as connections to these internal emotions. So it goes so deep. I think it's super relatable emotionally. I think anybody can tear up in this movie. I do. I don't know if you guys did. I definitely do. But there is also a certain audience for it in terms of real life that has happened to you, where others are seeing it through a different lens of can imagine if that happens to you. And I think it's a unique, in a sense, an emotional impact of it being what you feel, but also the movie is legitimately surrounded around personality traits and emotions.
Yeah, I think I'll piggyback off that and not get into relatability. Like that's kind of where my mind's going with my point. But I just want to give a shout out to the writers. I think whoever the team of writing for this movie was nailed it right on the head, because each character's got the perfect amount of little tap in of the situation that Riley's in to make her feel that way, and then you can kind of put yourself in those shoes. But yeah, I'm with you on the audience range. It can go from that 10 to 12 range, but also the adults can feel how they were when they were a kid, and like if they have kids, they can kind of see it, like, oh shit, like maybe that's, oh shoot, that's like what my kids feel.
Well, and how the memories emotionally change, right? Like a core memory from home being a joy yellow orange globe, and you move and now it's blue, and they're like, what, internally what happened? It's like that is real life shit.
Right.
Memories I have in Wisconsin from living there, they're not necessarily sad, but you miss those days.
Hmm.
You miss those times, and you can see how or why that memory could be joy, and it could also be sad. Or if you lost a loved one and you had this core memory of how awesome that moment was, and they pass away, that can be a sad memory now.
Sure.
You know, and the blend of both of them. So it's so layered, man. It's just such a layered movie when it comes to emotion. But yeah, I don't know. Ball in your court, but just layers. It's just, you could go on forever.
What was our topic?
Emotional impact.
Emotional impact. Okay. The one point I will concede is that Lion King, it's like the first half of the movie is your emotional impact, where the second half is you're kind of riding along. Like you're just along for like the conclusion. You know he's coming back. You know there's going to be a fight. But like that fight isn't like, oh, they're fighting, you know? What I've heard from you guys is, and this is kind of the criticism I might have of Inside Out, is that because it breaks out all the emotions, you're kind of stuck with that emotion. Yeah, Joy goes through some character development where she's not always, you know, joyous, things like that. But like when you talk about the movie from like an emotional standpoint, like anger was making me laugh. You know, it wasn't a one-to-one emotion, and because they're broken out, like each one has their own personality, where from like an emotional perspective, like you should be feeling it all at once. And they don't necessarily, they show them working together, yes, but each one is individually controlling everything. With Lion King, I mean, they put it right in your face, man. You get, you know, mentorship, parenthood in the very beginning, the responsibilities of being a parent. So, you know, to touch on relatability a little bit there. But ultimately, Mufasa dies, and Simba is left with that guilt that it was his fault throughout like his entire youth. So watching that makes me like, that's where I almost teared up, is that part. I didn't tear up in Inside Out, but feeling all those emotions of like, he thinks it's his fault, his father is dead, you know, the classic, it's the brother who got skipped over. Like that to me felt more, you know, I felt more emotions for that first half of Lion King than I did in Inside Out.
It's a little Game of Thrones.
I think Brent and I agree with you on the first half aspect of Lion King. We were actually talking to each other about it. Like the first half is definitely the best part of Lion King.
And the second half is feel good, you know.
Right. I think
Disney movie.
Not to cut off your guys', you know, you guys keep going on it because we went very long on it, but I think what hurts yours for the emotional is some of the writing. Not all of the writing, some of the writing. And it's probably because it's early Disney, early animation.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's all I would say to that.
I will say I'm glad we didn't go through the whole Timon and Pumbaa like growth aspect, and they fast forwarded through that growth part. But
I also think that your point about Inside Out being I was laughing at anger and like the emotion, like I understand what you're saying. Like
I was laughing at sadness even.
Yeah, but those,
I get it.
That is the point. Those characters' inner workings is the Disney aspect of it. The emotional comes from what you're getting out of Riley. You're supposed to think that stuff's funny, and like anger shouldn't always have to be mad. Like that's the characters in the movie. But where that all comes out is seeing the family interactions through Riley. That is where the actual emotional aspect comes to, like personal connection.
No, I agree with that.
And I think Lion King, if it was a little bit longer of a movie, they could have went a little bit more in depth on some of the like reasons why Scar was the way he was. Like they had the one scene where they interacted, and that kind of introduced why he's feeling that way because Simba's
You don't
the
really
one
get the backstory. It's
way.
just
I think
immediate.
that's what
He's
it's
the
missing.
bad guy.
That's what it's missing. But then again, it's a 1994 movie, first
Right.
kind of
Mhm.
line of, you know.
Yeah, I think it definitely coasts in the second half, but that beginning portion really makes it feel a type of way.
Mhm.
And then it's feel good from there on out, pretty, outside of the fight scene. But again, that 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, like we literally saw young Cub. Hey, Dad. I couldn't name a Disney movie where a dad's dead like in front of us. I could be wrong.
Bambi is the mom.
Like that's
Yeah.
Bambi, maybe.
There's a
yeah.
lot of Disney films like that.
Like I think.
everyone's
Well,
died
no,
of those.
not post 2000s though. In my opinion, like I don't like that's
Chris just loves seeing
kind of weird.
kids' dads die.
No, I don't. I
mean,
don't. No, I don't.
although-
I'm just saying, like that's the emotional impact. Like that.
Yeah.
That
There
cuts you
is-
to your core.
There's no plot in Lion King if Mufasa doesn't die, though.
You could say
Because-
that about anything, though.
Well, I'm saying in the no, you can't because in
Yeah.
this situation, in the Lion King, the king of the jungle is the lion. So for Simba
this
to
era.
become king, for Simba to become king, Mufasa had to die.
Well, yeah,
I
they
do get your point,
literally
Chris.
tell you that
The
in the
emotional
film.
impact of that death, yes.
Any child in kindergarten probably knows that. Like the leader of the pride is the head male. That is what it is. So it's like people die in Disney movies. I agree. Maybe I can't think off the top of my
It's
head.
hard.
They don't
dad
show
dying.
it. They don't show it like that though.
Here's where it
That's
probably-
my point.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same effect because it happens early. So like that emotional impact and that like almost climax of the movie happens early, and then it kind of
Mhm.
fades out. That might be why it's harder to like compare and contrast.
Because
I'm
he
ready
was
for
They
that.
got a few
I'm ready for
Dead
that
down
movie.
there.
where the
Yeah.
parent dies.
Well, and to me,
Yeah.
it's
Post
more focused on Scar than it is Mufasa. Scar is murdering him,
Right.
and like Simba doesn't see it, so it's Simba deals with the aftermath of it. But to me, in that scene, and obviously we've all seen it,
But then he finds out when he's
however many
insane.
times.
Yeah.
But like, it's more of a Scar arc to me than it was a Mufasa arc.
Yeah. No, and I would agree with that, but I feel like because you skipped on the backstory of Scar, you needed that moment to hammer it home.
You needed Mufasa that came out post 2000.
I did not see, is that what they called it? Is that the live action?
There's two. There's the Lion King and there's Mufasa. Mufasa is the backstory of Mufasa and Scar.
Oh, jeez.
So we do
Okay.
have it, but we didn't have it in 1994.
No.
Next topic. Good call.
Yeah, good
Good
but,
topic.
hey, good discussion, man. It was good.
Good call. The wheel is a spinning for topic number 2. We'll get the ball to you guys, and we will go to rewatchability. The floor is yours.
I feel like they're pretty even. Like,
That's,
I
that's the
feel
problem.
like-
They're pretty,
yeah. Well, so
Pretty
here's
even.
my thing is that, we talked about kind of like age groups. And I feel like Lion King is your baby to young toddler, and and it's the characters that they're following. Like yours is 11, ours is a young cub. It's obviously geared towards children, but your Lion King is like definitely what 6 to like 3 years old and after for sure, but Inside Out is you're more like preteen. And so like in terms of rewatchability, I feel like Lion King probably has a little bit of an edge because of that. One, it's a musical, so you're more engaged than just watching. So it's like if you have a young child, you're more tolerant to rewatching Lion King than you would likely be for Inside Out.
I think you're on the right track with like reasons for rewatching is most likely going to be with kids. Like, you know, watching kids movies again is your reason is probably going to be kids. I generally would rewatch Inside Out just by myself. As far as watching Lion King by myself, I tried my best to go into it without any of these thoughts or premonitions in there, and it lost because I had not seen it since probably pre-high school. I had not seen Lion King since I was more towards a kid. It lost, with that big of a gap, it lost a lot of those emotions, a lot of those feels. Granted, if I did watch it with a child or whatever, I would probably go waiting to see the reaction type thing. But if the argument is just rewatchability in general, I think I'm pretty heavily leaning Inside Out because it's just more easy for an adult in my age group, our age group, to watch throughout. But I think if we're going to be talking kids movies, I think they are both rewatchable till the end of time. Just,
I think Timon and Pumbaa play a big factor into the rewatchability of Lion
King. And the musical.
I think the biggest
aspect. Yeah,
the biggest piece is definitely the musical aspect to it because we don't have soundtrack on the wheel for obvious reasons. Like we weren't going to argue that. That's pretty clear and obvious that the musical and the songs that they have. Now there's a couple that I didn't care for, but when you got The Circle of Life, Hakuna Matata, Can't Wait to Be King, like there's so many classic songs in that movie. Ours obviously not a musical, so the rewatchability aspect of Lion King I think tailors more towards, for people that have seen it, that feel good vibe of getting that. I think from a movie perspective of a good movie and newer, I think rewatchability and animation newer plays a factor. I'd lean Inside Out, but the musical piece of it, you can't argue it. It's incredible soundtrack. I would rather watch a newer animated movie than an older one, is where I'm coming from. But the musical piece of it,
I would typically agree with that.
Yeah, the musical aspect
but yeah.
The musical aspect, though, is you can't. I mean, it's an iconic soundtrack.
I am excited to watch both these movies with my kids in the future. I don't think I'm more excited one or the other because it's going to be different. Different time frames.
Looking back at it, it's like, oh, yeah. Well, I'm not. I already said it before, but it's like Inside Out. It's just funny, like anger. Wait for this, Dad.
Yeah.
Just full throttle, and just the comedy aspect of Inside Out, and there's a little bit of sadness with Lion King. And it depends on the kid that you would show that to.
Right.
That's the problem. Whereas Inside Out, you could probably show it to any kid in a way. And I don't know. Yeah. I think Inside Out can relate to a lot of kids, regardless of where they're at.
Relatability is Inside Out, like, obviously. So
not that there aren't relatable topics within Lion King, but yeah, I think
right.
I
I feel like Inside Out definitely has a broader range.
It's like, yeah, in that sense, you dumb it down to, can you relate more to a lion cub or a human,
or your own emotions?
Yeah, it's like. Probably emotions in a human being.
I don't know. I hang out with meerkats and wild boar.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's like there's certain.
You ever
things
been around a couple of hyenas? Let me tell you.
Yeah, the animated movies, depending on what they are, some of the questions are very easily answerable. Like, well, that Simba's pretty cool, Dad, but that kid kind of looked like me, and I'm angry, and I get sad, and I don't like broccoli. Broccoli sucks.
Yeah. Putting broccoli and cheese on pizza?
Broccoli
what is this?
pizza, that is disgusting.
I'm never going to San Francisco.
Shout out Minnesota, by the way.
Minnesota. Minnesota. Yeah, it was a shout out Minnesota, but yeah, rewatchability's too. I mean, for us, we grew up on Lion King.
Yep.
But
I had the VHS.
I'd rather
baby.
watch a newer animation than an older. So
I hope we get the animated wheel, or we can just go right into it. But
Yeah, so
I almost
That's
agree.
all we have to
Like
we can talk
I
about it at
agree
the end,
and
regardless.
disagree
So
with that.
we can talk about it at the end, regardless.
yeah, we got plenty of time. We got plenty of time.
Back to the wheel. Let's spin that sucker. We got what?
Threw a couple seconds on it.
6. It's it was frozen for a second, and
Yeah,
it's no
I
longer
like it.
frozen.
Looks
At
like
least you're gonna
Oh,
get it.
here we go. Bang! Call me Mystic Mac.
Do we can open up because it's technically our go.
We can keep you can keep it short, Trav, and then we can rebuttal. But I think they know what we're gonna say. So
I mean, it's just
Ooh, what you say?
newer Pixar with their with their tech. It's just easier to watch and easier. It's smoother. It's however you want to describe it, but I don't want to argue that because of just time frame. I like their creativity with it. Obviously, a point of the movie is creativity and like being within her head and everything. But being able to do different pieces and different, just for example, like the globes of the memories, the endless, what's it called, the deep memories. What do they call those again?
core memories.
Not core memories, but like the long lasting, long term. Yeah, like long term memories.
Long
whatever.
term storage.
Yeah, long term storage. So like having all those windy turns and the big headquarters.
Me as a nerd.
Style.
Memory dump.
Yeah, the big tower, the headquarter in the center, like that's like her brain and everything, and the different characters. Granted, you guys have a bunch of different characters that are great in yours, but I just think newer animation can just get so much more creative with it, and just like Brendan was saying earlier, the layers of characters and aspects, and being able to create the endless daydream boyfriend scenario, like that conveyor belt itself is super funny to see and know and have in a movie, but that's just one of the examples.
I'll do it, Trav. I mean, they've done it. I mean, it's the whole premise of the argument. This is a classic. This is nostalgic. This is on the Mount Rushmore of Disney. So I think it's fair game to argue it is 20 years newer. So yes, our animation is better. Technology is better. The actual what we can do now, and that was 2015. So we're 10, 11 years later now. It's like what we can do now, and even things that we've talked about in this podcast, like Spider-Man, the Multiverse, and K-pop Demon Hunters. We don't always care for that style of animation. So it's like, I think it's fair game to talk about the animation style being more 3D, giving you depth perception and things of that nature. Whereas Lion King's more 2D. It's hand drawn. It's impressive, in terms of in that sense. What they were able to do in the 90s with animation is impressive. But I think in this topic, and the reason why I asked the question earlier, if I was shocked that they went animation, is because it would feel like it would be a layup for us to take an animated movie if we were going to talk on animation only, not the movie itself, because of technology. That's why and I'm curious to see what Guy says, because I know he wanted to talk about it, but it's not a slight. It's more, I was just more surprised for an animated movie to come from the pre-2000 side, because those things are relevant. It doesn't make the movie better from a plot and a dialogue and the theme and everything else in our
It does
wheel.
make it easier to tell the story. I think
It makes it easier to watch.
That's where our new technology comes into play, and that's what I was trying to explain. Is like,
Yeah.
so many more details can be shown in a way that is easier to digest.
Coolest thing in our movie, and this animation lies up, and then you guys go ahead, but like, you talked about the long-term memories and the long hallways, the bookshelves from Harry Potter, right? Like, that's the type of thing you got going on with the memories stacked up, and you can showcase all of everything in your mind nowadays in these animated movies that you want to showcase. You can, where I don't think you could 20 years ago in this setting, 30 years ago from where we are right now. The other thing I wanted to say, not really super related to this topic, but it's an animated movie, so it's part of animation. Just a shout out to Inside Out. The train of thought is incredibly smart and clever. The actual train of thought, and it's going through that. I just had it. I don't know if it's going to get brought up. I had to say it at some point. It is animated, but the train of thought
and the tip over
so
the
funny.
Boxes, the tip over the boxes of the facts and opinions, and Bing Bong's like
they all look the same. Happens all the time. Yeah. Like those. It's just I don't know. Like any idea, and that goes to the idea. Like my train of thought's moving. Well, in this movie, we're in your head. Here's a fucking train coming through. Yeah. It's a train of thought. Like. So that would be. I'm very excited to hear what you have to say about animation.
My opinion on the animation side of it, and it's not necessarily directed at Inside Out. I think they do a very good job, obviously. My beef is versus the 3D animation versus hand-drawn animation. I think hand-drawn animation is more expressive in the sense of being intentional with it, because you're drawing each line, man. You're adding those details yourself. Is it muted a little bit? Is it as bright and colorful as Inside Out? No. But I feel that because everything is 3D animated for the timeline, for the cost, animated film today has really lost something, as the medium from hand-drawn processes has been pretty much extinct. Yeah, they do their initial sketches and everything, but right from that quick sketch, it's immediate modeling. And that's the same in my work life too, where once you do your initial thing, you're just 3D modeling, and you miss a lot of detail doing that. Again, I don't think that necessarily applies to Inside Out, but the 3D animation for me is distracting. You mentioned you can there's so many details that you can add.
They do go faster with it. I do agree with that being a solid point of new versus old. And that's probably what you're kind of getting at there.
Like if you gave Inside Out the team to do 2D hand-drawn animation, I feel like it'd be a better film. But in order to do that, you need hundreds. The times have changed.
I think I get your point, but I don't think what you said earlier is Inside Out might not be the movie to showcase it. I think you're on your soapbox of old animation with hand drawn versus new animation, and I can get a lot of those points with some of the new animation movies. I don't think it applies to Inside Out, but I do know of some movies where you're like, oh yeah, you could just throw Zootopia out there, or sometimes even like
the glassy eyes, the things like
Pets,
that, like
Pets, the movie Pets or whatever. That was the first movie that came to my mind where that's like a fast pace, distraction, but a great animated movie. I can see your argument of being just maybe a little too fast, but I don't know. I don't think that makes it better than ours.
I think it does, man. I feel like you lose something just going straight into 3D animation.
I think that you are not wrong in your thought process. I think that you can't blanket every new animated movie to be done that way. And what I mean by that is you can do it a lot quicker now, exponentially faster than you could with the hand-drawn animation. So you can produce more shit now and pump more movies out quicker.
Yeah, and have higher detail and everything
like
that.
But you can still, because I would be willing to bet, I'm not friends with any animators or people that do things like this in terms of making movies and whatnot. I would be willing to bet a lot of these people still, when the idea spawns, will draw out characters or thoughts.
Yeah.
And
I
then
don't know if you heard me. I did say that.
Okay, so start to animate it, right? But I think your point makes sense for speed to market, and putting out a shit product happens a lot more now because you can. But I think at the weeds of it, when done correctly, it's going to be better than what it was in the 90s from a viewing perspective. When you watch
Right.
an animated movie done well because of technology, because of what you can do. I mean, even Lion King is a live action now, right? It's not real
Right.
lions. It's animation, but it's CGI, whatever you want to call it. That is awesome. That is way more interesting than it. You got to pay homage to this movie, but in terms of the actual technology behind of seeing the Mufasa or the Lion King and the live action, it is way more. It's cool to see. You know what I mean? Like that is
Right.
seeing Simba as an actual lion or Mufasa as an actual
Yeah, I
lion.
guess I'm
Scar.
definitely not including like live action animation to
But-
that. I feel like that's its own category.
I think I get your point for sure, Geese, and I would agree with it for a handful of movies, but I would bet that that's more of an opinion base just
Ruh-roh.
off of your childhood and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, no, well, just as like being someone who draws and like I draw for work and then it goes into
sure.
3D. Like when you try to review everything in 3D, you miss things. And there's a perspective that you gain from drawing it and seeing it, like you're able to really put it in front of your, it's a physical thing. It's not just a screen that I feel like modern animation does miss out on.
Sure.
And Brent, I don't know if you're here about it. I was saying that if you gave Pixar and Disney a team large enough to do Inside Out as a hand-drawn animation and keep it identical, I feel like it would be a better film from
But I
a
don't-
visual standpoint.
I don't think this is a very niche specific point, but something I mentioned earlier is like giving the depth perspective of things like the long-term memories and the hallways from the higher view, or seeing
You could do that with 2D animation.
not nearly as effective. Like
But-
3D animation is more effective in terms of size and even shadowing is like there's
Uh-oh.
is that I thought that was the second time that happened, but I forgot you left the first time and then it's no trap.
No,
But it's like
yeah.
I just
There's
think
just
that
more effort that goes in order to do that. There would be a shit ton more effort to do
Yeah.
it, right? Like, and that's why we don't do it anymore. But like everything in Inside Out, you would be able to do 2D or hand drawn, and
All right,
it would just
that's-
take an infinite amount of time longer.
We got a new wheel.
yeah, it's an interesting discussion.
But I do like how, and this may factor into one of our other slots, but I do like how Whoopi Goldberg and who's the dude from the Stoner movie? God damn it.
Cheech and
The
Chong.
hyenas. Yeah, Cheech. Right? The hyenas were good. Like, I think the voice, I think that might factor into the characters, but we'll just go ahead and spin it.
Yeah, characters is gonna be could be a hot button topic.
I'm going to go ahead and refresh this because this thing's fucking stopped spinning again.
Audience theme, climax, characters, and conflict are what's left on the wheel. Probably got time for one more, maybe two. We'll see how fast it goes, but the wheel is spinning.
I think one more would be good, and then a good debrief.
Yeah,
And then selection.
we are going to finish on
It's like theme.
theme. Ball is in your guys' court for theme.
I guess for theme, ours is definitely more broad in terms of, you have to find yourself. Yeah, you might lose someone along the way, but they're still with you in a sense. Like the moment that you start, you know, not necessarily like respecting their wishes, but you know, you just kind of disregard their impact on you, is the moment like you start to forget them. Not sure if kids are really gonna understand that. That's where I feel like as an adult watching it, especially if you're a parent, like those things are actually discussed, you know, from a parent to a child. Like, we're always not going to be around. You're going to have to figure things out on your own. It's definitely like more broad topic compared to like Inside Out is very specific in terms of like the story. Yeah, it talks about all your emotions and everything, how you handle those. You know, you can't have joy for everything, just like you can't have sadness for everything. But in terms of like the story itself, it's about a girl moved away, suffers all these emotions, you know, and that like it shows that effect on her, which is to me like more immediate, being able to like kind of understand that. And I guess that's where I'd leave off with it. I don't think one is better than the other, but
I think the theme is circle of life. And that's kind of yeah, it's part of our musical piece, but I just feel like you grow old, you die, you have a child, all this shit. Like, I feel like Inside Out is a little bit of the same way, where they do show that, but I think it's all just the circle of life. It's parent, kid, grandpa, crazy uncle, whatever. But I think it's all pretty equal in that aspect.
I think that you are looking at our movie through too tight of a lens. And what I mean by that is your movie is, when you said your movie's about a girl, kids move, dealing with emotions, like, yes, that is a fact or fiction fact. Our theme is dealing with emotions throughout the course of your life, not just a little girl moving and her family uprooting and her parents being a part of that. Like, obviously they're tied into it too, but any human being in life, I have not gone through what Riley went through, but I can watch and understand how at the end of the movie, sadness can be happiness. Like, I can be sad with mom and dad, or with my best friend, or with my wife, or whoever, about a memory, and it can become happiness, or sadness can become happiness, or joyous, like we talked about earlier, memories can become sad. So any human being can watch this movie, whether you've gone through what Riley went through or what the parents went through with a son or daughter in a move. Like, don't tie it too much to the move, more so in handling emotions, how emotions about specific thoughts or memories can change, how you can't get too high or too low, how you can't be scared to do everything, and you sometimes got to take a leap of faith and do this, and how those emotions can change over time. That's where I think, and we've talked, I think, you know, us, you guys, the whole thing when it comes to audience and relatability, rewatchability, all these, we've kind of blended a lot of these categories together, but relatability, and it goes back to the theme, is emotions is relatable to everyone. And I think to tie it into the theme of the circle of life, where Inside Out, I think, is longer lasting, is losing a loved one. The circle of life, right? People die, new people come into this world. That is the circle of life, food chain, whatever you want, however you want to look at it. Those are core memories, or those are certain emotions that you have. Where Inside Out is your entire life, from day one to day end. You're dealing with all these emotions. You're going to have these memories. Circle of life, your dad dies. Horrible, horrible, tragic event. Your life goes on. Inside Out showcases the internal side of dealing with those emotions throughout time. Where if the theme of Circle of Life is just showcasing the death of a parent or the death of a loved one, death of a best friend, where Inside Out longevity wise is showcasing from start to finish, that's where I think both of them are relatable to father, mother, son, father, mother, daughter, whatever. I just think the Inside Out theme is just more long term throughout the course of your life, not just tied to an 11-year-old girl who moved, but a 30-year-old man who just watched it for the second or third time, seeing these things again, and then at the back end of the movie, seeing how the happy memory, the joyous memories, yin-yanged with the half blue, half yellow, or 1/3 green, 1/3 red, 1/3 yellow, and like how those things can change over time. Long-term theme, like you're dealing with these things throughout the course of your life. The theme of your movie is a core memory in ours. You know what I mean? I don't know if that made the most sense, but it's just more long term. You're never going to not be dealing with emotions.
Right. I guess I definitely think we're saying the same thing here. I meant that like yours is more easily recognizable, where ours is like more of like not necessarily high level, just like more on like the spectrum of like what it's trying to touch on, because like you do have to be at a certain age to actually like understand. Like, yeah, they pointed out Circle of Life, the song, blah blah blah, but in terms of audience, like if you're a kid watching that, that's right over your head, whereas you're watching Inside Out, it's right there in your face, like, yeah, all these emotions work together. You need one with the other, and you can't, like, if you miss that, then your entire system is out of whack. Where, Lion King is more like broad range. It's like, yeah, there's this life cycle, you have to confront things that happen to you. The past is the past, like things like that. I feel like you just got to be older in order to fully grasp that. So, it's not as in your face as like Inside Out would be.
I would disagree in a sense of in your face and Inside Out. I think the emotional part, because both movies, I agree with your point of like both movies, a kid watching either one isn't going to get it. The kid part of ours is you laugh, like the comedy aspect. Like,
I feel like a kid would definitely understand like emotions, like
some. Yeah, some of them. Yeah, not what's going on in Riley's life, but what the emotions
not explicitly to like the situation in the film, but like everyone has those emotions. I feel like
there's more relatability with
like
Inside Out.
It's easier to understand
Timon saying
what they're trying to get across.
Well, I think a kid would also understand their dad, like a Mufasa dying, like
that's sad and everything, but like,
or just asking the question, like. Or thinking about like if dad died, like it's interesting because they're very similar in a totally different way than you'd think. When you watch them, they're not similar at all in terms of what you're watching, but the message behind them both is similar. I just think when you say Lion King's more broad, I would disagree because everybody deals with all of the emotions, where I think Lion King invokes certain emotions.
It may be more straightforward than a little bit spread apart.
Ours is more abstract.
That's also 1994.
Shout out the abstract part of that Inside Out.
1994 versus 2014. Like, that's the evolution of animation and storytelling. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There was, I think the only comedic aspect that parents might understand was when Pumbaa or Timon told Pumbaa not to say it in front of the kid when the word was probably fart or maybe shit.
Yeah.
In the song. Whereas like there's animation, they've gotten much more clever about hiding the parental aspects, like where kids won't see it. Mm-hmm. So Before kind of closing thoughts, we got to get it out there. Scar
Scar stinks, dude. That character sucked. His voice sucked. His poutiness of just the long things he said. Just I did not.
He got
Remember
so
it-
drowned out.
I didn't
by the
remember it being that
hyenas.
way. Yeah,
he
the
got
hyenas.
so drowned out by the hyenas and Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah,
His character should have been way better written and whatever.
yeah,
Yeah. No, I think he is very flat. But I feel like a lot of Disney villains are. Like you guys don't know, you don't have a villain in your film, right? You know, it's like the villain itself is the situation. And to a degree. But like if you think about it, like Jafar is who I
was thinking of
imagine
Jafar.
when I
I was
see
thinking-
Scar.
yeah.
And like even like the other evil characters that Disney pumps out, I feel like they're all pretty one-dimensional.
They
to a
probably
degree.
when I think not like more thinking about it, they don't want you. They want to be as clear and obvious to not like them.
Right.
Like they don't. They're supposed to be non-likable. I just didn't think his character was very good.
They knew Timon and Pumbaa would be stars of the show when they wrote it.
Yeah.
think
Well, I
that's
mean,
what
look
it
at the
is.
actors playing them. I mean, come on.
Well, and the hyenas were
Yep.
were top tier
Same
too.
same guys. Like that Scar is definitely there just to be an antagonist.
We all not to just shit on. We're not trying to shit on Lion King, but just like our rewatching thoughts.
We already talked
Simba-
about this.
What?
Oh, we
He was going to
froze.
say. I know exactly what he was going to say though.
Yeah, I'm probably
Travie
lagging.
froze. You're back.
Yeah. No, just Simba growing up. I don't know if you guys talked about that or not.
We didn't. I said I know exactly what you're going to say though.
You can go ahead because I've been lagging.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say it verbatim, but Simba as an adult also sucked. Simba's voice as an adult and his character as an adult sucked. The fight scene, I think you avoided saying it. The fight scene was not cool at all. Very, very anticlimactic.
Kind of cool.
Very. I mean, it's all. I mean, it's hand drawn, so like slow mo makes a ton of sense.
Mhm.
Very not
It's
as
94. I mean,
I would have to think, and I can't remember, but the Lion King, the remake of the CGI version, I think is obviously a little more firepower
little
to that
more-
fight.
A
Mhm.
Little
Yeah.
more, just something. And I didn't remember it being that slow. And I was
I
like,
didn't either.
the climax resolution kind of a letdown. But it's
Yeah.
hard to do. It was
I
hard
can
to
see
do.
that's a good point.
But it was hard. It was hard to do back then. I get it, but it was. I just like to think, and I can't remember because I haven't seen. I saw Mufasa more recently with my niece and nephew, which is, if you haven't seen Mufasa, that shows you, like I said earlier, that shows you the Mufasa and Scar upbringing. This shows you how Scar got to be Scar. The Lion King fight scene with Scar and Simba in the new version has to be. And if they didn't make it better, that would be a total letdown. But I can't remember because I haven't seen it in so long. But the Mufasa movie, you want to talk about a good movie?
Can we
Mufasa
look
rocks.
for it if we can? Real
It was
quick?
on Southwest Airlines movie list too. I was like, of course, I gotta rent this shit.
Oh, shit, I froze again.
Go ahead, Trev.
Can we look at some of the Rotten Tomatoes reviews on these? I just want to see what some adults are saying on kids' movies.
You can look at IMDb first.
I know that Letterboxd, I think Inside Out's a 3.7. I think Lion King's a 4.2. If I remember correctly.
I just want to see like what people wrote about it and like how critical
do.
they were on kids' movies.
Like recent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking for
'cause
like
these-
Rotten Tomato or this is terrible.
That's what I want.
This
You
one
guys got-
passes for animation.
one of you guys has to watch him on Netflix. I need someone to watch it.
There's Lion King.
Let's find a green tomato.
Yeah,
No, just scroll down and find me a green tomato, and
just one.
Okay.
We'll do one for each, and then we can
yeah,
go
just
into-
one. I think you have to click on.
You have to click on the.
The critic. Let's do the critic one, right? Or we want the
Yeah.
audience? Critics.
No, we want
Let's
critic.
do audience. No, we want audience.
No, I think we want critic.
We want
We can do
critic.
both. One of each. One of each. One of each.
Okay,
Find a green one. Here we go.
there we go.
This is not Beauty and the Beast or Aladdin. It's not even as moving or tuneful as The Little Mermaid. So they're comparing that movie to other movies in your era.
Well, he's right. It isn't.
One
so.
star. Or...
For all the surface sense of fun and brio, great tracks of the
It's got a
film,
little.
a reactionary drivel of a high order. Yeah, that's a little too English for my.
All right. Let's see inside.
Do
Out.
do we want to do it? Do we want to do a fan one?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, do a fan one. Oh, go back.
Well,
Back.
God
Back,
damn
back,
it, Brit.
Back.
Back. I want to see a rotten tomato from a fan perspective here. Won't be as proper, probably.
I'm just waiting.
Probably be easier to find too.
Waiting to see, like
The
absolutely.
first
not.
one there, 1.5 stars. Like, absolutely not. 2 stars. I don't understand why people love this movie. It's just not for me. Like the opening scene, ever since I seen it,
Hey,
SE
spell scene.
English, Sam, do you speak it?
SEANE
Oh.
it for the first time. I know that I'm not going to like it. Song sucks. The story
Oh,
sucks.
yeah.
The only good thing is the animation is good for it. I mean, that thing is way too long to read. 0.5 star. I grew up watching this movie, but I don't like this film. It's too emotional, and I can't read the rest because we're scrolling down. And characters are boring, and the music is not good.
Whoa.
That's a hot take.
That's a hot take.
Who emotional?
All right. What are the reviews on Inside Out gotta
We'll
say
probably get some more in-depth ones on Inside Out.
for the
Probably
critics?
shouldn't have brought in the fans, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the fans are gonna just dog it.
250,000 plus reviews. That's crazy.
To say the music wasn't good though, that guy's a clown.
Yeah, that guy's a clown.
Hey, it was too emotional, so stuck on that.
I seen the first time I seen it.
Seen it.
SEANE.
I seeked it.
Whoa, 98.
98.89.
A little more discrepancy here. It's green
It's
tomato.
the Green tomato.
Green tomato.
Keep on scrolling.
Gonna be tough to find.
Yep.
Oh, not many green maters over here.
I think you can search it at the top.
I'd like to see how long it takes to scroll to find one. Good movie. Good movie. Were you guys ready for Inside Out when we threw it out to you? Did you think we had that?
I didn't think about it at all. I didn't care.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you knew. Okay, here we go. 3 out of 5 is this bullshit green tomato. It strains, it scuffles, it barely keeps the ball in the air. Like a desperate aging clown, the studio that made Toy Story, Monsters, Inc., and Wall-E seems painfully aware that it must come up with something ever more dazzling. I don't understand that comment at all.
No.
That's the problem. It's like the shit is basically they're listening to our podcast or going through our scripts, and that's the review.
Let's get a 1-star public review here and see what the
There's
hot-
obviously not a bottom critics, so
No, do the audience. I don't know. You can do all audience. Let's get a bad one here. No, I'm very curious what this does.
this is not fair.
A lot of people don't watch the video and see how highly rated ours is. So
No, it's just Lion King was not. Yeah, I don't know. It's just recency biased.
we got to find a shitty one. I'm very curious.
Not gonna happen very easily.
If you can, yeah, can you search like 1 star at the top like you
I
used to
feel
say?
like you can filter.
Doesn't look like it. Man, the first one is not English, so I can't read it. But it was 3.5.
In recency, they're gonna literally bomb the shit out of us. This isn't good. It's like, well, yeah, no shit. It was made in
Yeah, it had
1994.
two other live action.
There we go. Here we go. Go up. 1.5. Screwed and unfunny, even being a kids movie. The ending is the only and meaningful thing in a film. Can't recommend it. That guy's name is not
That's a
English.
Russian bot.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that exercise is over.
it's over. Hopefully, you watch the video and see how fast we found the bad ones on Lion King. I don't know. Awesome. I mean, animated. I mean, musical was definitely something we conceded early on, which we knew we had no prayer in. But, yeah, I don't know. I think we're gonna have to agree to disagree on the audience of ours. I think it is more relatable to more people than Lion King is, and whether you've been through the situation or not, I think yours is. I think Lion King is more, and I don't mean this in a sense of it's the African safari and animals or the characters, but more of like our movie expands the actual event that's happening more to everybody in terms of the emotion aspect of dealing with emotions and being tied directly to it, where yours is more specific, like concrete what happened. Ours is more ambiguous and like what was the word we were laughing about earlier of the when they're going through the tunnel and they're abstract thought.
Abstract, yep.
I think there's everybody can watch Inside Out and look at the emotions and think of anything about their lives and relate to it, not just specific to the Anderson family, where Lion King is more this than that.
I have an addition.
In a
Is
character
yours? This was not a part of the wheel. Whose movie is a Broadway play? Is Inside Out a Broadway play or going to be? I think Lion King became a Broadway play very quickly. 1997 to be exact.
Does that make it a better movie?
Inside Out's been out a lot longer.
No, I'm just does
No, it doesn't. But
okay.
It does.
We knew
it
that.
does-
We talked about that. We
Yeah.
talked about that. We talked about that beforehand. I don't know how many new things.
I think it would be pretty fun to see that Inside Out as a Broadway play and see how they did that. But
Yeah.
it's pretty hard to do.
A spin-off of that, more of a curiosity question. How often do they make new Broadway plays now based on like, you know what I mean? Like, when was the last time they took a Disney or animated movie and put it into a play? Like, because that would be more enticing for me to go see. Like, going to see The Lion King or going to see an old school Broadway play would be fun. But I'm actually curious if they still do that, like with newer animated or just any movies and put it on Broadway. Because I don't think
It's almost like they do it in the opposite direction.
yeah,
Like,
they keep going
go
backwards.
Broadway, and now it's
yeah.
a movie like
True.
Wicked and shit.
True, yeah. But
And
Wicked was
Hamilton.
also based off of. The Broadway play probably came out before the Wizard of Oz. I don't know. I don't know the origin of Wizard of Oz because Wicked came.
I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, there was people that from high school that went to that in Chicago. It wasn't Broadway, but
Wicked was a play first. Well, it was a book. I was still reading the reviews, so I apologize jumping in there.
he was just, scrolling. But
I was, but like everything
Let's go
was shown
ahead
in
and call it a
2024,
day.
so it was a little-
No, you're good. Trev, you can give some closing thoughts and give them the floor there, but Inside Out closing thoughts or overall argument.
No, I'm probably going to lag within the first 15 seconds of talking. But no, good pod. I think
yeah, good point.
very, very comparable with animation. I think we did good selecting these. Once the series is over, we'll tell you what the other movie was with the coin flip. And get your
Well,
thoughts
you
on
might
that.
pick it, you know.
Maybe.
I still think like Lion King is definitely all time, man. Like it's Mount Rushmore.
It just I think it depends on your like when you watched it and everything. Like it hurt my rewatch when I watched it this time. And I tried my best not to like have any.
Well, maybe you
thought
suck.
behind it.
You ever think of that?
Yeah, well, if that's your argument, Geese.
Let him talk. He's lagged out every other time he tried to talk.
Yeah. No, like I agree with you. The first half of the movie, Brendan and I were talking about it too while we were both watching. First half of the movie is iconic. Love the intro. The opening scene is one of the best ever.
One of the
But
best
then when
of
you
all
get
time.
into the transition of him growing up and going through Timon and Pumbaa, just doesn't do it. Yeah, sick. Love the lag.
Yeah. No, I feel that. All right.
It's even better there. Brendan, finish your sentence.
All right, boys. What do you got for us?
I want to hear you say Inside Out's a better movie.
No.
Sorry, I throw it out there. Well, my counterpart, we did discuss it via text here. I'll still give some drama in here. We were looking at 4, 5, 13, and 15.
That means nothing to me.
And we had a long discussion about we've got a lot of horses on our list, or we've got a few, and we got to use them. But we decided to not do that. And we want to horses in terms of like
Okay.
not
Mike, how many Secretariat movies do you got, man?
No. Horses in terms of like these
Red
four
button.
movies. These 4 movies are red button. We got to press it. We got to use them. We got to do it. We're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to go with 15, which I think includes a character or an actor that we have not had yet, and somebody that you could also classify as a horse. But the movie itself might not be one that you thought we would have or would have prepared for, but I think it would be good for discussion. We think it would be good to compare. I think you guys will have a movie that will be able to counterpart this, so I think it will be good for an overall debate moving forward.
Today, Junior.
Do it! You got Billy Madison on there? Throw it out.
Billy Madison.
Episode 4, better.
No way.
Billy Madison is a pre-2000s movie.
Oh. No, I thought. Sorry. Forget it. Go ahead.
A little bit. Without further ado, 15, episode 4 of the Battle Pods movies. Trav and I would like to present The Pursuit of Happiness, starring Will Smith and Jaden Smith.
I have seen this, I think, once with a bunch of like.
I'm thinking
clips.
8, Crit.
Let me keep it going. I think it's 8.
Good input.
Okay. So our pick to combat this is Good Will Hunting, 1997 romance drama.
So we were ready for that. We knew you had it on the list. That's a good. That should be fun. Good Will Hunting. You said 1997.
Yep.
Good Will Hunting, 1997. Pursuit of Happiness, 2006 would be a drama. Google has it as a drama slash melodrama.
I don't know
Melodrama.
what the fuck that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Is it dramatic work, film, or narrative? Characterized by exaggerated emotions, sensational plots, and stereotyped characters.
Matt Damon and Robin Williams versus Will Smith and Jaden Smith on the docket for episode 4.
I know who's better there. I'll tell
of
you
the
what
Battle
duo's better
Pods.
there.
I'll tell you which one is better there. And give me Will. Good Will Hunting versus The Pursuit of Happiness coming at you next week. Guys, thanks for listening. Another episode of Battle Pods in the books. Episode 3, we had Inside Out versus The Lion King. Can't wait to hear what you guys think. And I know most of you vote on just seeing the graphic and which one sticks out to you more. So next week, Pursuit of Happiness versus Good Will Hunting. Got some more movies for you. Got a shorter week coming up for The Boys. Production time will be sped up for Critter Bugs, but for the viewership out there. We'll still be coming out on Fridays. Gonna have a 2-pod week next week. Got some movies to watch. We've got some theaters to sit our asses in. I will be going to the Screen Unseen. Definitely Sunday. Monday's up in the air. Geese, I might need you to go to that one.
Okay.
Because I think Avs Wild Game 1 will be Monday night. So I will not be going to the theaters if the game is Monday night. I don't think it's confirmed yet, but on DraftKings it was Monday night. Wasn't confirmed because there's some other things going on. But Monday night, Screen Unseen Rated R. Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Screen Unseen PG-13. Go watch the drama. If it's still in theaters, should be there for at least another week or a few more days. I don't know. By the time you're listening to this, it might be gone. It'll be streaming soon. Plenty of things to go see. Power Rangers. 31-49 Lakers. Don't care. We're a wild country on this podcast.
It's a movie podcast.
Thank God we're not blowing a 3-0 lead. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, that would be tough. Tough luck against a bad basketball team that is the Houston Rockets. So, go watch the drama. Go see One Spoon of Chocolate when it comes out in the theaters, presented by Quentin Tarantino, directed by RZA, the leader of the Wu-Tang Clan, and we will let you know what we see on the Screen Unseens coming up next week. But appreciate you guys tuning in. Can't wait to hear the votes, see what you guys think. What should we do next? Battle Pod's first series, moving on to episode 4 next week. Get your asses in some seats. Watch Good Will Hunting. Watch Pursuit of Happiness. Not going to waste your time. 2 awesome movies. We will see you guys on the next one. Watch the movies. Grab your popcorn. And never forget your extra butter. Take care, ladies and gentlemen.
Extra, extra butter on the corn for me. Extra, extra butter. I hope they don't charge a fee. But it won't matter anyway. I got a good movie to play. I'm gonna ask my friends to stay extra butter for me.